Insurance, The Chuppy Clinic, and Prairie Rose Family Dentists.
At Prairie Rose Family Dentists, we treat our patients like family. We have 14 highly experienced dentists with incredibly caring dental teams. We have more locations, more services, and extended hours to make sure your dental needs get fulfilled, your questions get answered, and you have the comfortable and high-quality experience you deserve. Call us or visit our website to schedule an appointment today. Prairie Rose Family Dentists. We are family.
This broadcast presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by BNC National Bank, Planning Team Financial, Sport Clips, Tires Plus, Bismarck LASIK, First Western Bank and Trust, Jobbers Moving and Storage, The Medicine Shop, Hub International Insurance, The Chuppy Clinic, and Prairie Rose Family Dentists.
At Prairie Rose Family Dentists, we treat our patients like family. We have 14 highly experienced dentists with incredibly caring dental teams. We have more locations, more services, and extended hours to make sure your dental needs get fulfilled, your questions get answered, and you have the comfortable and high-quality experience you deserve. Call us or visit our website to schedule an appointment today. Prairie Rose Family Dentists. We are family.
Comes back the way down to Oproot, and Oproot sends it forward to Luck. Luck's got a 2-on-1 into the zone. Luck dropped it back. Morellington shoots. He scores! Oh, what a twisted wrister from Morelli. He made no doubt about it. Short-handed goal for the Magi. They lead 2-0.
Carson, timeout.
Who calls a timeout in this game?
Me, I'm icing the kicker.
Really?
It'll give us more time to talk about First Western Bank and Trust,
Like our convenient online banking.
along with smart trust service options.
We're all about hometown service with bankers that know you and the community.
Okay, go ahead and kick.
I don't believe this.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
If your eyes could talk, they'd tell you life is better with LASIK. No more reaching for your glasses. No more dry eye from overwearing your contact lenses. Right now, Bismarck LASIK is offering free consultations for LASIK procedures. Break free from the daily hassles and expenses of glasses and contacts. Life is clearly better. Book your free consultation today with Bismarck LASIK and see the difference. Call 222-2020 or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zzz?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
The North Dakota Safety Council is dedicated to preventing injuries and saving lives by offering hundreds of safety courses. The NDSC helps workers return home safely every night and make sure schools are ready for any emergency. Our first aid training and defensive driving courses help save lives. We empower people through personal protection courses and operational risk assessments for businesses. We're a private, nonprofit organization committed to making North Dakota's homes, schools, communities, workplaces, and roads the safest in the nation. Learn more at ndsc.org.
This broadcast presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by BNC National Bank, Planning Team Financial, Sport Clips, Tires Plus, Bismarck LASIK, First Western Bank and Trust, Jobbers Moving and Storage, The Medicine Shop, Hub International Insurance, The Chuppy Clinic, and Prairie Rose Family Dentists.
There's a look inside the VFW Sports Arena in Bismarck tonight. It's the venue for one of the best rivalries in the WDA. It's the Demons, it's the Patriots. Big WDA points on the line tonight as we get set for high school hockey on the PSP Network. Hi again, hockey fans. Alongside Mitch Vig, Todd Domres, welcoming you to our PSP Network broadcast booth, perched above the ice in the rink here at the VFW. It's the Bismarck Demons and the Century Patriots. Bismarck 7-8 in the West, 7-11 overall. The Century Patriots 6-9 in the West, 6-13 overall. And I guess before we get to any of that stuff, Mitch, welcome to the PSP Network.
Thanks for having me. It's going to be a good time.
Absolutely. We couldn't be more excited about having a hockey mind like Mitch Vig, former Bismarck Demon, former Fighting Sioux. What was it, 1998 championship for the Fighting Sioux?
We won it my junior year in 1997.
97, okay. I knew I was close, okay? So we're excited to have Mitch as part of the PSP family here as we get set for this, what should be a great hockey match. I mean, these two teams played back on January 11th. The Demons got the best of the Century Patriots 5-1. But it's the Patriots, it's the Demons. It's a rivalry, and that's really all you got to say about it because both teams are going to come tonight. As a coach, I don't think you have to really motivate the kids a whole lot.
Yeah, most years this game, the rivalry matchup, of course we got 3 high schools in Bismarck now, but this is the oldest rivalry, and you can kind of put the records out the door, and the kids are going to play hard. They're playing against their buddies that they maybe played youth hockey with, and they got peers in the stands, and usually a pretty good crowd. So put the records out the door, and especially this year, as close as the WDA is, we really got to put them out the door, and anything really could happen.
Yeah, you mentioned the WDA, and it's a logjam right now. We'll get to those standings as our pregame rolls on, but there's a couple huge matchups tonight in the WDA. The other game we've got on the PSP Network tonight is up in Minot, and you've got the Minot Magicians hosting the Williston Coyotes. And then another one that is in that logjam is the Legacy Sabres at the Bottineau Rugby Braves. And so there's just so much to figure out here in the last week and 10 days of the WDA season. Have you ever seen a WDA as tightly compacted, kind of 3 through 7, or maybe the entire league as we have seen this year?
Yeah, not that I know of. You got Bismarck tied for BHS tied for third right now with 26 points, and Century sitting down in 7th, sitting in a possible play-in game at only 3 points behind. Every game's worth 3 points, and in between you got 4 other teams that all have a shot at being that 3 or 4 seed. So that this week's going to be really interesting.
Those other games we'll be tracking for you tonight on your BNC National Bank scoreboard. You got Williston at Minot. Hazen-Beulah is at Dickinson tonight. Mandan is at Jamestown. As mentioned, Legacy is at Bottineau Rugby, and of course here Century will be the visitors tonight. Bismarck, Ohio have the last change here at the VFW. All right, fans, we'll take a timeout. So much more to come in our pregame. When we come back, we'll have a player profile. We're going to take a look at Alex Foslin for the Century Patriots and Remington Richardson for the Bismarck Demons. Then after that, we've got Coach's Corner coming up. We got to look at the WDA standings, give you a quick glimpse at our PSP Network schedule, and then we're getting ready to drop the puck tonight as it's the Demons and the Patriots here from the VFW. More of our pregame after this timeout on the PSP Network.
Every 10 minutes, 3 people in the United States will die from a preventable incident. More people are dying on our roadways and in their homes than ever before, but that's where the North Dakota Safety Council can help. Safety is our mission, from the workplace to any place. We're a private nonprofit that offers more than 150 training courses that are dynamic, hands-on, and effective. From CPR and first aid to driver safety and even workplace violence preparedness, we want to make sure your loved ones come home safe each night. Go to ndsc.org to see how together we can make a difference.
At Prairie Rose Family Dentists, we treat our patients like family. We have 14 highly experienced dentists with incredibly caring dental teams. We have more locations, more services, and extended hours to make sure your dental needs get fulfilled, your questions get answered, and you have the comfortable and high-quality experience you deserve. Call us or visit our website to schedule an appointment today. Prairie Rose Family Dentists. We are family.
Many of our clients come to us already accomplished in their lives and on the right track. However, whether it's in response to a life-changing event or you are nearing retirement, you can sleep well knowing that together we have planned for both life's opportunities and challenges. And no matter what happens, we are here to help guide you.
Todd Domres, Mitch Vig back at the VFW. Time now for our player profiles. You're getting a look right now at one of the seniors for the Bismarck Demons, Remington Richardson. I just like this guy. Low to the ice, low center of gravity, quick, makes a lot of plays for the Demons.
Yeah, Remy's a little energizer bunny out there. He's just a hard-working kid, nose to the grindstone type kid. He's going to give you everything he's got every shift, and that's what you can expect out of him. And he's coming back, as a second leading scorer of the team last year and having a great senior year so far thus far this year.
Yeah, 13 goals, 6 assists, 19 points. Second only to Hunter Aker, who the Demons are getting some good news, folks. Hunter's going to be back in the lineup pretty soon. Maybe not for the regular season, but he will be skating for the Demons in the WDA tournament. So there's a look at one of our young men we wanted to profile tonight. That's Remington Richardson, the 165-pound senior first liner. Is now we'll turn our attention to one of the captains, Alex Foslin, senior for the Century Patriots. Kind of maybe a Swiss Army knife for the Century Patriots?
Yeah, he's really impressed me this year. Of course, I watched quite a bit of Century this year, and having a kid that can be asked to go back and play a little defense and fill some gaps maybe in the lineup when needed. He's done a great job doing that. It's fun to see. A kid that can play forward, play defense. It really shows that he's got a true understanding of the game of hockey.
Yeah, 160-pound senior. He's got 11 points, just a single goal, but maybe that can be attributed to some of that changing the spots on the ice. But 10 assists and 11 points for Alex Foslin. There's your player profiles. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and we'll give you the WDA standings, and we'll have our coach's corner. Closing in on the first drop of the puck tonight, Century and Bismarck High. More after this timeout on the PSP Network.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know. Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Where attacks, there's a takeaway by Eagle Staff. Eagle Staff on the open floor rises up. Oh, the one-handed rip by Trayson Eagle Staff.
Doppler gave a little bit of a look on that one, and then he went in and just whammed it with the right hand.
Oh, Eagle Staff with the rip.
Back inside the VFW Sports Arena. Well, by the time we drop the puck tonight, I have a feeling folks are going to be parked down by the McQuaid softball diamonds, as they usually are at the VFW here. I was a little closer to the YMCA when I got here during the JV game, but should be a good crowd tonight, should be entertaining, should be a great night of hockey on the PSP Network. As we mentioned the logjam in those WDA hockey standings, and Mitch, let's take a look at these. As you've got, Minot and Jamestown have kind of separated themselves from the pack. They'll be the number 1 and the 2 seeds in the tournament, but then it really kicks into that logjam, what we were talking about earlier. 3 through 7, there are still a lot of things to figure out here in the WDA, and I know every one of those teams is trying not to be in a play-in game. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we touched on a little bit before, you look at, 3 through 7 basically with 23 to 26 points. Those 3 points separating all those teams. And then you got Dickinson lurking with 18 points as well. It's pretty incredible. If you like parity, the WDA is the place to be right now. And if you like parity, the WDA tournament that Bismarck is hosting starting a week from Thursday is going to be a heck of a tournament.
Yeah, indeed. As you get into a little bit of the bracketology here too, and I looked at Legacy's schedule and I say, man, the Legacy, they still got a matchup against Hayes and Beulah, and there's no guarantees in sports ever, but that would figure to be 3 points for Legacy. So that makes that matchup tonight with Legacy being at Bottineau Rugby a vital game, because if Legacy wins that one and you figure they're going to get 3 points against Hayes and Beulah, well, they're going to be your number 3 seed going into the tournament, and that would be quite an accomplishment for a first-year team. Obviously, they kind of siphoned a little bit from Bismarck High and from Century, and it maybe impacted the depth a little bit for both those two teams. But that's the one team that kind of jumps out of that for me, is Legacy all of a sudden surprising as a potential number 3 seed.
Yeah, they got some good players. Again, they got players that were playing at both BHS and CHS, and they got some really nice-looking sophomores that came up this year too. I had an opportunity to coach a lot of those kids, so they may look inexperienced, but when it comes to hockey IQ and hockey talent, they're pretty experienced. But you're right, the game tonight is a big one. Century's got to go up there on Thursday. Going up to Bottineau Rugby is never a guarantee. It's always a tough place to play in the Lumber Dome. It's just kind of foreign to these kids because a lot of them don't play up don't grow up playing it when they're coming through the Pee Wee and Bantam ranks, and so they're in for a little bit of eye opener when they show up there.
Well, let's talk about that Lumber Dome for a second. It's a little bit darker than most of the barns around. There isn't a marking to be found other than the blue line, the red line. There's no like advertisements. There's nothing on the dashboards. It is about as white and as benign as you could possibly find, and it's a little bit dingy and dark, I think. So would that be a pretty accurate description of the Lumber Dome?
That's pretty accurate from what I can remember. It's been a little while since I've been up there, but it's and it feels a little enclosed. I don't know if the ice sheet is regulation size or not, but it's been a long time since I played up there. But it always seemed just a little bit enclosed, and they got good hockey people up there, and they pack it in pretty good. So it's just a difficult place to play, but it's always a good experience for these kids.
Nick Holberg from the PSP Network says he swears it's in South Manitoba somewhere, or maybe South Saskatchewan. I don't know which one it would be, or Alberta, whichever province is up there. But it's like a little different world. So yeah, it'll be a tough place for both Century and Legacy to go this week. Bismarck High still has Jamestown on the schedule. Williston obviously playing tonight in Minot against the league leader. And so there's just a whole lot of things to sort out in this WDA with just a week and change remaining in the WDA regular season before tournament time begins. So I guess congratulations to Minot and Jamestown. They've separated, and in the next week or so we're going to figure out how the rest of this sorts out before we get to tournament time. There's a look at your WDA standings. And again, we mentioned the other games we'll be tracking for you tonight on our BNC National Bank scoreboard, as we're an earlier start tonight from the VFW. Later on tonight, a 7:30 start. You've got Hazen Beulah at Dickinson. Also 7:30 start, Williston at Minot. Legacy and Bottineau Rugby was a 6 o'clock start, so that one is underway. We might even get an updated score here before we go on the air. And then you've got Mandan at Jamestown tonight, and of course here Century and Bismarck High doing battle in the crosstown rivalry game. All right, let's take a quick look at our upcoming PSP Network schedule, as we got a whole slate of action for you this week. As Tuesday nights, that's tonight, as you got doubleheader hockey, Williston at Minot. That'll be starting just a few minutes from now. Nick Holberg, Matt Morelli on the call there. Century and Bismarck obviously here on the PSP Network. Also a tripleheader tonight as you got girls basketball, Legacy at Minot. The Scotty K show tomorrow night from the Magic City. Scott Cattell with his guests and his weekly show on Wednesday nights. Thursday night, big night of action again. Legacy at Minot, boys hockey. Girls basketball begins as you've got the District 12 tournament underway in Minot. Then you got a doubleheader in the capital city as Bismarck High is at St. Mary's. And there's our first BNC scoreboard update as you got Bottineau and Legacy tied up at 1 in the second period. So well done. That's good to have connections, right? That's the hockey world is closely connected. Friday night our coverage continues from the Class B Girls District 12 tournament up in Minot. Got doubleheader basketball from Century as Legacy is at Century for a girls and boys doubleheader basketball action. And then Saturday, Jamestown at Minot, and again continuing coverage of the Class B Girls District 12 tournament. Well, that should be just about your fill of sports for a week on the PSP Network. That's quite a schedule. That's what it looks like every week on the PSP Network.
It's pretty impressive. It's nice. I end up watching it a lot too, and it's great to have coverage for these kids, whether it's radio, streaming, TV. It does our athletes justice, and they enjoy it. And I know, personally speaking, just for myself, I know grandparents that are snowbirds, they enjoy it as well. So
it's funny you say that, Mitch, because we have the ability to track where people are viewing, and so we can tell that there's a good contingent here in the Peace Garden State. But we can also see that there's a lot of folks that are snowbirding in Arizona, in Florida, and other places, and we get a lot of watchers and folks that are tuning in. Could be grandparents, could be fans, could be folks that are just wanting to see the athletes perform, and that's one of the coolest things about being able to do the video like we've been doing it here on the PSP Network. It's good to have the band rolling tonight. It's a home game for the Bismarck Demons. We've got a good crowd filing in. Any interesting memories that you've got from this rivalry nights from over the years playing against the Patriots?
Nothing in particular. I mean, everybody was always amped up for the game, obviously. I think hockey's a little bit unique in the fact that there's really not a school-sponsored organized hockey until you get to high school. So these kids don't really organize into their schools until high school. They play youth hockey all the way through Bantams, 8th and 9th graders, at a level of whatever team they make during tryouts from when they're 3 years old all the way up until they're 15, 16 years old. So when they finally do get to play for their school, it's kind of a big deal. And like I said, they're playing against guys that they've been teammates with a bunch in the past. They're playing with buddies. They got their peers in the stands. So for hockey players at this point in their careers, it becomes a pretty big deal. And one big memory I can remember is that we had a game delayed, I think 10, 15 minutes because the fans were still filing in and the place was so packed they didn't know where to put them all. So we're getting there tonight. It would be nice to see a few more, but it's a pretty darn good crowd for the rivalry tonight.
Well, and for the kids, there can't be a better environment. Having played in some rivalry games myself, man, when you just put you put the shorts on that night, you put the jersey on, you put the equipment on, and you just can't wait to kind of skate out or run out that night. And then it's just a packed place. I mean, there's no better feeling as a kid when you come out into an environment like the kids are going to have tonight.
It is. Any activities, whether it's athletics or band or whatever they're doing, it's always nice for these students to be able to showcase their abilities and what they've kind of been working so hard for.
One of the other things we're going to bring you tonight during our first intermission, we have the North Dakota Hockey Hall of Fame induction tonight. Dennis Nybo, a longtime stalwart in the Bismarck hockey community, is going to be inducted into the North Dakota Hockey Hall of Fame. So we will have a chance to bring you that. We'll have some comments about Dennis and what he's meant to Bismarck hockey. And then in the second period intermission, Bob Gillen from North Dakota High School Hockey.com is going to come, and he is one of the guys that maintains that Hockey Hall of Fame, so we'll talk to him about that and kind of the melee we've got going on in the West region right now. So I guess any thoughts on the hockey induction tonight? Obviously, Dennis is a guy from over the years, so certainly influential in Bismarck hockey.
Yeah, I really had no idea it was happening tonight. I ran into Dennis earlier today, and he told me what he was here for, because Dennis, of course, I knew Dennis a lot growing up in Bismarck. He was always around, moved to Devil's Lake for a little while, and now he resides in New Rockford. So just asked him what he was back for, and he said, well, we're going to the game. I'm getting inducted in the Hall of Fame. I'm like, well, perfect. I picked a good night to be on the broadcast. But Dennis was always around the rinks and worked hard for the Parks and Rec and was a big hockey guy. And Bob Gillen as well. Bob's a big proponent of high school hockey, both boys and girls in North Dakota, and he does a great job running his website, NorthDakotaHighSchoolHockey.com. If you haven't checked it out, does up-to-date stats literally every night after the games with where the standings are and individual stats and everything, and just does an incredible job, and he's put a lot of work into it.
Yeah, should be good as we'll get a chance to visit about Dennis and much more with Bob Gillen in our second intermission. Take a time out. We'll come back, and it's our Coach's Corner segment next, brought to you by Tires Plus. First up, you'll hear from the head man for the Century Patriots. That's Troy Olson. We'll have that after this break on the PSP Network.
Thanks for buying some room.
We're back on our pregame show, and it's time now for Coach's Comments, brought to you by Tires Plus, and we're happy to be joined by head coach of the Century Patriots, Troy Olson. And Coach, Demons Patriots, don't really need to say much more than that, right?
No, you're right about that, TD. It seems like this, especially the second matchup of the year, is usually for a lot at stake.
And do you almost have to talk to the kids a little bit about, hey, you can't win the game in the first shift, and you got to stay out of the box? I mean, do you almost have to take it a little different approach this game because it is such a big rivalry game?
Yeah, I think you do, especially the second one. You know, we had so many kids that were brand new, I think a little shell-shocked the first time, but now, hey, it's 3 points on the line. You know, it's a big spot in the season as far as standings go, and, you know, it's great to get a good game out of both teams and a high-intensity game, but at the same time, we got to stay focused on what's at stake.
So, you mentioned the WDA. It's a jumbled kind of mess right now in the middle. You know, as a coach, is that fun to come to the rink every night, or is it having a kind of an adverse effect on the blood pressure?
You know, it's actually been really a lot of fun. You know, we always say at the beginning of the year there's so much parity and all that, but now it's definitely holding true. There's, you know, every team plays in the league today, and when they shake down after tonight, it's going to be interesting to see where everything falls. But so much parity, you know, like you said, you never know what to expect coming to the rink, and it makes it kind of fun. So these guys got you back on January 11th, 5-1. What do you need to do different tonight to kind of turn the tide there? They were really physical. They moved the puck, and like I said, I think a few of us were shell-shocked. You know, we don't have to do anything special. Just lately we've been playing a little more physical, getting more pucks to the net, and we got to take away the tender's eyes a little bit too. You know, we need more net presence and try to find a way to score a couple more goals. Yeah, last question for you. You know, you got those three senior netminders. How have you been handling that rotation, and obviously you're rolling Jangula out there tonight? Yeah, it's been interesting to be sure. One thing I like about those guys is their leadership they provide, not only game-wise but in practice. You know, they're tough to score on, and they really do a good job supporting each other no matter who's starting. And so for us, it's a good situation. We, you know, hopefully find a guy to get going with, and if not, then we got somebody else behind him. Sounds good, Coach. Good luck tonight. All right, thanks, TD. Now that's head man for the Century Patriots, Troy Olson, as our coach's comments, as always, brought to you by Tires Plus. And let's roll right into coach's comments with Wes Carr from the Bismarck Demons. All right, back on the pregame show. Time now for Coach's Comments, brought to you by Tires Plus. We're pleased to be joined now by the head coach of the Demons, Wes Carr. And hey, Coach, Demons Patriots. You don't really need to say a whole lot more than that. Big rivalry night tonight.
Absolutely. You know, it's not really a game where you have to give much of a pep talk. The boys just want to play hard, and it's basically going to be one of those games. It always is. And for you guys, you got them January 11th, 5-1. Boy, a lot of things seem to have changed since then. But how do you get back to the way you guys were playing maybe a month ago or so? You know, we took some big injuries this year. When we were playing them the first time, we were full squad. We had a couple kids out, about 5 of them. We've just kind of, some younger guys have had to kind of step up, and that, you know, I think that's going to be key tonight, is what younger guys is going to step up and fill the shoes. The other part about it is, you know, Century's a good hockey team, and they've made some good changes over there. Troy's always going to have them ready to go, and you know, it's kind of a do or die for both teams. So it's going to be who really wants it the most tonight. Yeah, talk about that logjam. I mean, I don't know if people have seen this in the WDA, where 3 through 7 are 3 points, and so huge WDA points on the line tonight. Absolutely. You know, it keeps you out of that 7-10 play-in game. It basically will kind of seat you a little higher. It's a huge logjam right now. But you know, like this season earlier this year, I got interviewed about it, and I got asked when we were in first place about it, and it's one of those years where a goal here or something there could have turned the other way, and it's just kind of been a season of that. So if you had to pick a couple keys for your club tonight, what would they be to come out of here with a W? Probably keeping the puck deep, keeping it simple. You know, when we do too much with it, sometimes things go bad with that. Playing defensive hockey, you know, making sure we're D side, not getting overcooked there. And honestly, I think power play, penalty kill, every time we play each other, those are keys to the game. So hopefully they got to both be sound. Good stuff tonight. Good luck tonight. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know. Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Purchase 4 eligible Firestone tires and receive up to $120 in a prepaid Visa gift card. Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
All right, we are about set for hockey. West Region style. Here's your starting lineups. First off, for the visiting team, Century, we're going to roll out That first line of Josh Moll, a senior, Alex Foslin, the senior, Mason Regal is a junior. Defensive pair will be Max Vig, the sophomore, Tyler Kleingen, the junior, and in the net tonight's the big fellow, the 6'5", 220-pounder Caden Jangula in the pipes for Century tonight. Bismarck High will counter with this starting lineup. Remington Richardson, the senior, we profiled him. Owen Haas, the junior center. Dawson Lentz, the right winger. Defensive pair, Ethan Wood, the junior. Joe Feist, the senior. And in net tonight for the Bismarck Demons is Carter Schaefer. Foslin and Haas will take this initial face-off, and we are underway. Big WDA points on the line tonight from the VFW. Happy to have you on the PSP network. Bismarck High with some zone time. Shot from the point, deflected wide. Bismarck High comes out of there. Shot point blank range. And Lentz with a good look right from the circle. Good save. I always like the big goalie, right? I mean, Jangula is he takes up a lot of space in that net.
He does. Century's got the advantage of having 3 senior goalies. You never know who they're going to roll out, and they all do a really nice job when they get the opportunity to play.
And Coach Olson had just noted that they're good friends. They support each other, and that's an important aspect of that. Draw one by the Demons. Sent around by Kleingen, not out. Back to Kleingen. Now we're up to center ice, and Regal will dump it in on a chase. TJ Olson converging along with Ritter. Battle for the puck in that far corner. Comes up to the point. Drive from there by Vig goes wide. First save of the night for Carter Schaefer. Pops out to center. Century collects. Bismarck High on a change. Kleingen dumps it to Olson, who gets Century onto a change. Is Bismarck High has some ice. Up the far boards. And an early whistle. Give me an interference call right off the get-go? Nope.
I think he's going to get him for a hook there. Nowadays the rules are as soon as you get that puck parallel to the ice and hinder the skater at all, they're most likely going to call that. So you got to back check with your legs and not with your stick.
And into the box for the Century Patriots goes Gabe Dawson. And an early power play for Bismarck High. Just a minute and 6 seconds into the contest. Bismarck High will be on a 5-on-4. Century wins the draw. Sent around and out by Orsted. Let's see if Bismarck High can get some early puck time here and get some shots on goal on the power play. Century, the nice forecheck there by Regal. And here comes the Demons. Sent in to the Century zone. And Century's going to squirt that one out to center. Back to collect. Richardson sends it right back in. Demons on the chase, but Bismarck High can't get any puck time in the zone, and Century did a nice job on the PK here early on.
Yeah, Demons are doing a good job of getting it deep. They just don't have any forward pressure there to retrieve the puck and get possession of it. It's going to be an icing.
Yep. So this is not the most impressive power play. And it looks like you're going to get the second unit coming out now. Usually both teams will have a couple power play groups, right, Mitch? As you're going to get the second group out here now for Bismarck High. That first one's getting a little bit of a lashing.
Yeah, 2 minutes is a long time for a hockey player to be out there. So you always want to have at least 2 solid units that know what systems you're trying to run.
Face off to the blocker's side of Schaefer. Controlled by the Demons. Pinched in. And now here comes Bismarck High on a rush. Ooh, and you're going to have a 5-on-3 and another penalty taken. This one's going to be TJ Olson, I believe, is going to be going to the box for Century. And a 2-man advantage for 56 seconds upcoming for the Bismarck Demons. Boy, if you are head coach Wes Carr, this would be exactly what the doctor ordered early on. That's team that has had a hard time scoring goals, you get an early 5-on-3.
That's definitely not what Century wanted to start the game. He called hooking there. It looked like a little more of a contact, but regardless, they got 2 guys in the box for 56 seconds, a 5-on-3.
Dumped out immediately by Tyler Kleingen. Bismarck High sets up, and out they come on the rush. flying up the near boards. Richardson, ooh, quick shot with a wrister, gloved by Jangula. That's the kind of save you want to have right there early on. A good look at it from the top of the circle.
There's a saying in hockey, when you're killing a 3-on-5, your goalie has to be your best penalty killer, and Jangula did a nice job there stopping that one.
38 seconds remaining on that 5-on-3. Sent out to the center point. Walking it in, wrist shot. Ooh, nice low one there, blocked away. Bismarck High on the far wall, sends it back up to the point. Near side Lentz, crosses it, ice. Can't get a stick on it, there was Haas. Bismarck High keeps it alive, tangled up, and a shot, ooh, wide over the net. Richardson just missed the top crossbar there. Vig battling, Foslin assisting. Century with 6 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. Looks like they're going to at least kill off the 5-on-3. Still another minute on the 5-on-4 for Bismarck High. Possession time for the Demons. They center it, and it just goes sailing through the crease. And now it's popped out. Ritter on the chase. And now it's going to be offside. A couple decent opportunities there, and a good possession, I guess, time for Bismarck High on the power play.
Yeah, you're not going to stop all the shots when you're down 2 guys on the penalty kill, so you try to keep pucks to the outside, let your goalie see the pucks, don't get tied up with the guy in front, and let him make the saves that he can make.
Draw one there by the Demons. Carrying it in. Ethan Wood sends it down deep. And slung out of there nicely by Mole. Josh Mole, the senior. 30 seconds on the 5-on-4 for the Demons. Got some time and space on the far boards. Poked away by Century at center. And now the Patriots have Cade Orsted, who's going to slip it over to Kleingen, who belts it down. And now you got a good forecheck developing for Josh Mole. Boy, that just eats up seconds right there.
Yeah, it's good effort by Mole. Just get down there and, like you said, eat up some time down in the corner and keep him out of your zone.
Last rush here and a save off the shot there by Wood. Saved by Jangula. This could be an icing on Century. Yes, it is. Still a productive penalty kill for the Century Patriots. Bismarck High.
Yeah, it's not the start that Century wanted, having 2 guys down. They haven't really gotten any flow going because they haven't played any 5-on-5, but sometimes you can get some momentum killing off a big penalty kill like that, and let's see if they can get something going now and stay out of the box.
Bismarck High 0 for 2 on the power play tonight. We're scoreless on your BNC Bank scoreboard. 12:35 to play opening period. Ronas on a chase for the Demons. Banged into the boards there, and the hitting has begun already. Now Century establishing a forecheck in that near side corner. Out to the point. Shot there and a blocker save by Schaefer, and it bounces to the goal line. Back behind the net, Century has it. Comes out to the point again. Mole keeps it in. Check that, it's not Mole. Leduc keeps it in. Sometimes those jerseys get wrinkled up, Mitch. And a 23 looks like a 33, right?
They get wrinkled up and they tuck them in, and sometimes it's hard to see the full numbers.
Yep, exactly. As Bismarck High is just going to ice the puck down and just going to relieve pressure, get a new set of guys out there. As you said, that's really the first time Century's been 5-on-5 the entire night and had some good zone time.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a feeling out process other than that 5-on-3 power play. So hopefully both teams can settle down and play some 5-on-5 hockey now. Usually in these games you see a big check or something draw the first penalty, but that's not the case so far.
Draw one by the Demons. Century pinching in. Good pinch there by Vig to keep it in momentarily, but here comes Bismarck High. And here comes Remington Richardson carrying, wrapping around, and it's poked away by Jangula. Out to the point. Demons can't get a stick on it, and it's out to neutral ice. Back come the Demons. Sent in there by Joe Feist. Century has it down deep beyond the goal line. Popped out to the neutral zone by Mansmith. Century with a good chase there as Cody Portro with a good effort. A little extracurricular. That's the Demons and the Patriots.
We'll see what the refs decide on this one. Not much going on there, and then a little, like you said, extra stuff after the whistle, and hopefully they just keep them 5-on-5 here. We'll see what happens.
Well, let's see. It's a Demon home game, so we'll see which side of the box they open up here. I'm sure they'll open the door for the Century side if you're the Demon guys, right? And I don't believe they're going to bring anybody off. So as you said, Mitch, just keep them going 5-on-5.
Cooler heads prevail. Let's play hockey.
Face-off controlled behind the Demon net. And it's ushered out to center. Orsted back for Century. Keeps it on the near side boards. And now flipped out to center there. Regal's pass is now chipped up into the stands and an early souvenir. Well, hey fans, tonight's game brought to you in part by the Medicine Shop of Bismarck. They're proud to support local athletes. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by Tires Plus. When you're shopping for tires, shop Tires Plus. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by Northern Plains Heating and Air. For over 25 years, they're your heating and air experts. Scoreless on your BNC Bank scoreboard. Century trying to keep it in the Demon zone, and it pops out to neutral ice. So there's a giveaway. And here comes Lentz again. Lentz had that poke checked away as Dawson couldn't get a stick on the backhand. Richardson banging. Ronas sends it over to Orsted, and now Leduc pops it out, but not out. Near side shot fired in there by the Demons. Jackson Hill, the D-man. Century on a rush out. Dawson slips it in deep, and he comes in on the dump and chase. Bismarck High. Little scrum on the near side boards. Little turnover, and it's a weak shot there put into the breadbasket of Carter Schaefer. An easy save for him there.
Yeah, both goalies doing a good job so far. The shots that they have had, just controlling them. There's not a lot of big rebounds sitting out in the slot, and not a lot of guys going to the middle of the ice so far. Again, the kind of feeling out process here almost halfway through the first period.
Demons with that last change. And you get a face off to the glove side of Carter Schaefer. And draw is going to be controlled there by the Demons. And popped all the way down, and you're going to have an icing on Bismarck High. A nice crowd has filed in. Nary an empty seat here at the VFW tonight. Did you like sitting in the end zones as a fan or as a parent when you're watching hockey, or you like to be more at center ice?
More of an end zone guy. I like to be able to see the whole ice, and of course the game's always easier. The higher up in the stands you are, it looks a little slower than it is. So every once in a while I'll go up there high, and everybody's a good hockey player from up there, I guess.
So you're saying from our vantage point right here, it's slower?
It's a lot slower than it is at ice level. Even though we aren't very high, you'd be surprised.
So you're saying I'd have no chance broadcasting from ice level?
That I don't know. You'd have a lot harder time seeing the numbers. I know that.
Well, exactly. I have a heck of a time with these Demon jerseys. I can tell you that. That maroon lines on the maroon is tough to pick up.
Those home jerseys are a little tough.
Yep. Big check there by Feist. Banging into the Patriots. Here comes Vig on a carryout. Max Vig comes in, taking off his skates. Taken away by the Demons. A little hit at center ice there. Vanderland got a piece of a Demon, and now almost a shot on an opportunity there for Century. Kept in nicely there by Orsted, and now it's deep. Backhand shot goes wide. Vanderland again. Chipped out to the line, not out. Back in, Century as Portra had a chance, ushered wide by Schaefer. Now Century going to change out a couple guys, but they get a shot in the slot. Portra didn't get much on the backhand. And now it's sent out again. Bismarck High just icing it to relieve some pressure here, as it's been good zone time and good activity for Century here in the first period.
Yeah, real nice effort, real nice shift there by Centuries. I guess what would be their fourth line tonight, as far as we have on the depth chart. But that's what you need those guys to do when they get out there, is provide a little spark and give the other guys a rest. They did a really nice job there.
And now you get Foslin line out there for the Patriots. Bismarck High, however, controls the face-off. And they dump it down. Collected there by DeLuke. And out to center it goes. Sent right back in by the Demons. Down deep, Leduc from the goal line. Bangs it off the boards. And you get a near side puck battle. Controlled there by Century. Far boards and a big hit laid on there. On to Josh Mole. And now Century just misses a breakout pass there. Leduc puts it on the stick of Regal and trying to bang it into the deep zone there, but he shot it into the Bismarck High bench.
Yeah, BHS for a moment there did a good job of bottling Century up, and what they're doing is just closing up the strong side wall. So rather than trying to force it up every time, try to reverse the puck, use the width of the ice, and come out the other side.
And, and if you're a team that you don't score a lot of goals, you have to keep that puck on the wall, right? I mean, and instead of trying that breakout over to the center of the ice, I mean, you just got to keep it on the wall and avoid any disasters happening.
Well, first things first, you got to get it out of your zone, and that's the most important thing. So the more you try to force it up that strong side, the more difficult time you're going to have.
Center by Ronas. TJ Olson had a stick on it. Comes back to the point to Vig. Back to Ronas. Down deep behind the net, Olson. Gretzky's window, throws it out front. Oh, and a shot by Hayden Ritter just goes wide.
What a great opportunity for Ritter. Great setup from behind the net there. I don't know if that hit the post or if Schaefer got a glove on that. Either way, ref said it didn't go in the net, but a great opportunity by Century.
Yeah, it's the far goal from our vantage point, so I'm going to get my spectacles on for the second period, but that was the best opportunity of the night, as Ritter had it point blank in the slot. Well, here's a carryout for the big man for the Bismarck Demons. Nice job of standing up Braden Wolf there by the Bismarck Century defense. Pinched on the near side. Wolf keeps it in. Heskel on the chase. And now the Demons behind the goal line. They center it out front. They score! Braden Wolf. A loose puck behind the net, and the Demons had a chance and they buried it.
Yeah, just a simple hockey play there. Wolf kind of gets lost behind two Century defenders, and they're caught staring at the puck, and nobody's got their head on a swivel and looking to tie somebody up, and so pass comes from behind the net and he buries it.
Braden Wolf on the goal, his second of the season. We'll get the official assist call here in a second. Assist for Jackson Hill on the Wolf goal. And now you get an offsides as the goal came at the 10:19 mark here of the first period. Bismarck High with an early 1-0 lead on your BNC Bank scoreboard. And hey, Ritter had an equal chance, almost the exact same play on the other end, didn't bury it. And then you got to credit Braden Wolf for putting that one in the back of the net for the Demons in an early 1-0 lead for Bismarck High.
Yeah, like you said, we're far away. If Schaefer got a glove on that last one, that's a game-changing save. So we couldn't quite tell from 185 feet away here.
Century ushers it out of the zone, right back dug in by the Demons. 5:50 to play. First period, 1-0 Bismarck High on your BNC Bank scoreboard. Loose puck at center. LeDuc brings it up to Foslin, who tries to dump it in, and he's stood up. And Regal will come in on the chase. Bismarck High has the puck. Big check there by the Century Patriots. And now almost a turnover, but Orsted's going to track it down, but he whiffs on it. Tough angle shot there, put on net by the Demons. Center point, there's a drive. Glove save. Off the shot there from Joseph Feist from the center point. And just announcing the Hockey Hall of Fame induction ceremony coming up here at intermission number 1. Face off in the Century zone. Wrapped around the boards by Orsted. Ronas has a chase on it. And he's got Ritter with them. Ritter has a puck on the backhand. Comes back behind the goal line. Slams on the break, centers it. And nobody home as it's ushered into the corner. Out to the point, kept in by Century. And now brought out by the Demons. And now there's a collision. 1, 2, 3 guys hit the ice. Ronas stood up at the blue line, and now here comes Bismarck High. Orsted checked off the puck by Richardson. Out to the point. Feist with a shot, tracked down by Haas. Now to Richardson. Bismarck High buzzing. Ooh, went 5-hole. Did Richardson. Good save there by Jangula. Still in the corner. Demons have the puck. Out to the point, and a weak shot there. Put on goal by Gabriel Hamlin. Dumped right back in by the Demons. Orsted knocked off his skates, and Century looks like they're going to get it out of the zone now as not out, though, as Gabe Dawson gave it right back to Richardson. Oh, and there's a lick right in the slot, and Richardson got knocked right down, and then Century will just ice the puck.
Well, I think the feeling out process is officially over, so now we're starting to see some of those hits, and emotions run high in a game like this. Just got to be a little bit careful. You get a chance to play the puck. In some of those situations, you don't want to overcommit on a body check or something and give up an odd man rush or give up a breakaway on your goalie. So both teams got to be a little bit careful here and keep their emotions in check and play hockey.
Bismarck High has the Reese Nagel line out there. Hervella and Sebastian. And the puck is controlled temporarily by Century. It's down deep. And popped out of there now by Portra. And now Vig gets it up to Mansmith. Mansmith can't get a stick on it. Century keeps it in. Mansmith had it taken away. Century back quickly now as there's a sandwich. Kleingen with a big hit. Puck is still deep in the Century end. Bismarck High on a change now as Vig will slip it over to Kleingen, and Century breaks it out of the zone. Sent right back in by the Demons. 3:17 to play, first period. There's a giveaway as Jerome out front. Wolf looking for goal number 2, and it's smothered by Caden Jangula, and that just about was a bad turnover there for Century.
Yeah, we talked about reversing the puck there earlier, but you got to make sure that somebody in a blue jersey is there to handle the reverse. So either that or you got to just handle it and do everything you can do to get it out of the zone.
Face off to the waffle board side of Caden Jangula. Century wins the draw, but they can't really get possession of the puck. Bismarck High burying in on the forecheck. Now Century gets a breakout, and they get it on the stick of Regal. 2-on-2 with Foslin, and Regal bumped off the puck. Bismarck High hemmed in on that far board. I haven't even said sideline once tonight, Mitch. That's pretty good for me.
So far, so good. It's early, though.
I shouldn't have never said it, even in joke. It usually comes out whenever I don't even think about it, is the problem.
Just don't say end of the first quarter after this.
No, I'm not. That's another one I'll probably say once or twice tonight, but it's been pretty good so far. 2:35 to play first period. Bismarck High on top, 1-0. Demons pop it out to center. Century has it on the stick of Ronas. And he's bumped off the puck, and Bismarck High will collect. Jackson Hill, Garrett McIntyre, D pair out there right now for the Demons. Sent right back in. And now here comes Richardson. Evades a check, shoots! Snabbed by Caden Jangula as Richardson evaded one check, and then he ran into somebody on the second one as he was getting the shot off.
Yeah, did a real nice job of evading the first defender and getting the shot on net. Fortunately, it was right in the gut of Jangula, and he handled it nicely.
One of the best things about Bismarck Mandan, the sports medicine coverage that the schools and the teams here have, is you see Blaine Steiner quickly out there to give some assistance to Remington Richardson. I don't care which venue you're at. You got pretty good coverage, at least from my opinion, on a night in and night out basis.
Yeah, they do. And with kids in school, I mean, they're even at the schools for a few hours a day for athletes if they need attention, a little extra attention. So
yeah, 100%.
They're pretty lucky that way.
Faced off in the Century zone. Dug out of there by the Patriots. Oh, and they almost got it on the stick of Gabe Dawson about the assist from Miracek. Loose puck in front of the net. Sent back down behind the net deep. Century got this third line out there now. Popped into the near side corner, and the Patriots and Demons just doing battle there. And the referee's just saying, play the puck, move it out of there. And finally the Demons poke it loose. Now they're bodied up again, come to the near side boards. Not out. Kept in, there's a low shot. Ooh, I like that from the point. Put right on net by Kleingen. Loose in front, no. Knocked out of there and out of duress by the Demons.
Good job clearing it there by the Demons. They needed a line change in a bad way.
Century sends it back down. That's going to be an ice. I don't know what the Patriots are doing there. They had all kinds of space and time, and they threw it really to nobody with 1:05 to play, and will come to the other end for a Century zone faceoff.
Yeah, the usual play in that situation is if you yell changing from the bench, or your teammates yell changing, somebody posts up on the boards away from the benches and throw it up right away and counterattack. But in that instance, we also needed some guys to get off, so there was nobody there.
Face-off won by the Demons. Rebound off the shot from the point. Cleared out of there by Century. Orsted comes near side. Pinched in and kept in there by the Demons' Ethan Wood. LeDuc has it under the goal line for Century. Vanderlaan knocked off the puck. Still in the Century zone. 42 seconds to play first period. Comes out of the zone temporarily in a delayed offside as Bismarck High dumps it right back in. They clear the line. Here they come back into the zone. And here comes Century. Nansmith tries to get it up ahead to Portra. Tries to split a couple of defenders there. Can't do it. Century back in their own zone. Gets it up to center. Cross-rink pass. Knocked away. And the puck still loose at neutral ice. And now Bismarck High with the carry-in. Haas gives it over. On the right side point, Lentz turns, fires. Back behind the net, down to 3, down to 2. Jangula ushers it away, and that's the way. The first period will go into the books from the VFW Sports Arena tonight. Good one brewing on the PSP Network. End of one on your BNC Bank scoreboard. It's Bismarck 1, Century nothing. We'll come back with our North Dakota Hockey Hall of Fame induction from the VFW tonight. Back after this break on the PSP Network.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know. Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom, zoom?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, so it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Where attacks, there's a takeaway by Eagle Staff. Eagle Staff on the open floor rises up. Oh, the one-handed rip by Trayson Eagle Staff.
Domres gave a little bit of a look on that one, and then he went in and just rammed it with the right hand.
Oh, Eagle Staff with the rip.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
Todd Domres, Mitch Vig back at the VFW Sports Center as get a chance to have a North Dakota Hockey Hall of Fame induction here at the intermission as Bismarck High leads Century in this crosstown rivalry game. 1-0 and inducted into the Hall of Fame tonight is Dennis Nybel. We'll give you a look into this. And, obviously we talked a little bit about Dennis in the pregame, but very influential guy. Heck, anytime you got Dennis Nybel and Jim Peluso here tonight, that's a couple hockey godfathers. Can we call them godfathers in Bismarck?
I think so. I think that's fair. Yeah, both been around a long time. And like I said, Dennis isn't in the Bismarck area anymore, but just North Dakota hockey in general. He's been around the game for a long time.
As we mentioned, Bob Gillen from the North Dakota highschoolhockey.com is recognizing Dennis Nybel. And here's a couple things on Dennis Nybel and what he's, he besides being involved with Bismarck High School, he's been on the NDHA Board of Directors. Obviously, hockey, very involved with Bismarck hockey for 22 years while employed with the Bismarck Park District. Longtime referee, had two sons that played for the Demons. He was part of the Bismarck High Booster Club, and if there's been something in Bismarck hockey in the time that Dennis was involved in it for 25 years, he probably had a hand in it, right? A jack of all trades in some respects.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a good description is servant leadership, and Dennis kind of embodies that. And he's done a lot for the game. He's done a lot for Parks and Rec in general, and ice arenas and everything else. So what a great honor for him, and it's pretty cool to be here tonight to see him get honored.
And, to have some of his best friends, as we mentioned, Jim Peluso here tonight, and he'll have a reception here later on this morning. And this is a cool thing is they got a nice area here up on top of the curling room. And, heck, when you get Jim Peluso and Margaret Peluso and the Folskys and Halstengard and Jared Olson and Mike Schmidt and his distinguished list of folks, that's like a who's who in hockey in Bismarck. But hey, congratulations, Dennis Nybel. We will get a word with Bob Gillen from North Dakota highschoolhockey.com, who is doing the announcements right now in regards to Dennis Nybel in our second intermission, so we can break down that a little bit more. But I guess some initial thoughts on the first period there, Mitch. Hard fought, some big hits. I think Century probably had the better of the shots in the first period, but Bismarck High has a lead here at the end of the first period.
Yeah, Century, well, they had that one quality scoring chance for sure. Other than that, the one that BHS did have went in the back of the net. It was a nice pass from behind the net. Nice shot by Braden Wolf. Shots are a little lopsided, I guess, with BHS having 9 and Century having only 4. A few of those, I think, came on that 5-on-3 early, which a couple, I guess, a little bit benign calls to start the game, and then they kind of let them play after that. So,
mind ref the game. We will have our planning team financial advisors post-game show. They're looking for a full-service financial planner, planning for farm or business succession. Planning team financial advisors here to help you work towards achieving your financial goals. You can visit them online at planningteam.com. And 48th member being inducted into the North Dakota Hockey Hall of Fame. And we're going to keep this just right here for just a moment until Dennis officially gets recognized and inducted. And you got Matt Mullally there from WDA Sports. And Dennis Nybo here just about ready to receive his plaque and his official induction, and a round of applause into the North Dakota High School Hall of Fame. Yeah, nice round of applause. Standing ovation. Many of the folks in attendance here remember a lot of the work that Dennis put into the Bismarck hockey community. Well-deserved recognition there here in our first intermission. Take a break, and our intermission activities continue tonight from the VFW. End of one. First intermission, it's Bismarck 1, Century zip on your BNC Bank scoreboard. We're back after this timeout on the PSP Network.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Thanks for points approved.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Todd, Domres, Mitch Big back at the VFW Sports Center as I'm just efforting a couple scores here. We'll get you a BNC Bank scoreboard update. As looks like we do have one final in tonight on that BNC scoreboard update here at the first intermission is Bismarck Legacy. The nice win up at the Lumber Dome tonight. 3-1. Legacy takes care of the Braves. So Legacy, as we mentioned earlier, Mitch, nothing's guaranteed, but they have one game left with Hazen Beulah, who hasn't won a game this year. So that very likely could just propel Legacy into at least a tie for third with Bismarck High, depending on the outcome of this game. It's really the only teams that can still match Legacy's ability to get points, because that could get Legacy all the way up to 32. And the only other team that can get to 32 is Bismarck High School, with only at least 2 games remaining for all these teams. So, as we mentioned, the other games we're efforting scores on tonight. Hazen Beulah's at Dickinson. Williston and Minot, we'll have an update on that one here when they get to the first intermission. Minot, check that. Mandan is at Jamestown tonight. And, of course, we got Century and Bismarck High. Of course, you got a whole slate of games out east, too, including the battle for the number 1 seed in the EDC. Fargo Davies at Grand Forks Red River tonight. and what will likely determine the number 1 seed out east. As the balance and the power again has probably shifted a little bit to the east, at least based on some of those cross-conference games that we saw at North Dakota Hockey Day and some of those preseason games. It looks like the West is going to be kind of skating uphill again when it comes state tournament time.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's usually the case, but the West, it's nice to produce, a couple teams that can compete when they get to that state tournament. If you get that 1, 2, or even possibly 3 seed coming out of the West, you go in there with some confidence and one game scenario, get a hot goalie or something, you never know what can happen. But overall the East this year, like you said, with the cross conference rankings and things like that, are looking like the teams to beat. I mean, when you got a Grand Forks Central sitting out of a home playoff game right now in the East, you got some pretty strong competition out there.
Yeah, exactly. Is usually can kind of like in the past in the West, when you just penciled in Bismarck High, Century, and Minot into the state tournament, you used to be able to do the same thing in the East, where you just pencil in Grand Forks Central and Red River into the state tournament. But boy, things have changed because the Fargo schools have caught up, and the West has gotten a lot more collapsed, especially this year when you got Jamestown and Minot atop, and you got Williston right in there too. So it isn't just a foregone conclusion that you're going to put the same 3 or 5 teams into the state tournament and off you go. One of the things that we talked about earlier that I want to get your opinion on, Mitch, is this. We mentioned Bismarck Legacy and their first-year program and their head coach, Mario Lamoureux. And a lot of folks look at it and say they're a little bit surprised by Legacy, but I still look at it and say, from an athlete and from a competition standpoint, having a third team in town and just giving that many more kids the opportunity to be varsity producers, not necessarily just part of a program, but now you get that many more kids an opportunity to participate and be varsity athletes. To me, that's a good thing. It might have some negative things here for a year or two as you just develop that depth of having 3 teams instead of 2, but in general things, I still think it's a very positive thing for the Bismarck-Mandan community to have another varsity hockey team.
Yeah, and it had to happen. I mean, Legacy's growing, and obviously they're just as big as, if not the biggest school, from what I hear from enrollment. And when you got enough hockey players to make a team, I think it's right for those kids. What Bismarck has to do a better job now is building some depth to support 3 teams. And that starts a little bit with ice time. Our program is not shrinking. We've outgrown 4 rinks. I mean, we just built the 4th one, 6-7 years ago now, and we could really use a couple more. So like to see everybody in the community be a little more proactive and get these kids on the ice a little bit more. But having said that, I will also say that individuals and young hockey players and families have to take a little onus on their own and use some of the other resources available, like whether it's off-ice training or certainly the outdoor rinks in the winter. I know for several years I did the outdoor rink in my backyard, and my kids got way more hours on that than they did in actually organized practice. And to me, as an observer and as a coach and having played the game, those hours are priceless. I think that free play, that creativity, you go out with some buddies and bring a sack lunch and spend a few hours on the outdoor rink. We have nice facilities, nice warming houses, warm up your toes. That to me is worth way more than even organized practices, especially at a young age.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's coming from one of the best folks. It doesn't matter. It's ice time. It's you're stick handling, you're shooting, you're playing, and whether that's in a confined environment like the VFW or any other nice indoor resources we have, or if it's on an outdoor pond someplace, it really doesn't matter. You just can't replicate the time that you need to put into the game. All right, our intermission. It's not pregame anymore. It's now intermission. Our first intermission rolls on after this timeout. We'll come back with some of the numbers from the first period as Bismarck High has a lead here, 1-0 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. First intermission rolls on from the VFW after this timeout on the PSP Network.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
If your eyes could talk, they'd tell you life is better with LASIK. No more reaching for your glasses. No more dry eye from overwearing your contact lenses. Right now, Bismarck LASIK is offering free consultations for LASIK procedures. Break free from the daily hassles and expenses of glasses and contacts. Life is clearly better. Book your free consultation today with Bismarck LASIK and see the difference. Call 222-2020 or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
Carson, timeout.
Who calls a timeout in this game?
Me, I'm icing the kicker.
Really?
It'll give us more time to talk about First Western Bank and Trust.
Like our convenient online banking.
Along with smart trust service options.
We're all about hometown service with bankers that know you and the community.
Okay, go ahead and kick.
I don't believe this.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
We're back at the VFW. Good to have Brandon Beater as our executive producer tonight, and a big thank you, an early one, for John Haugen running our camera tonight for us on the PSP Network. John always does a great job. Hope you're enjoying the views and the action tonight from the VFW Sports Center, one of the nicest rinks in the WDA, as Bismarck High has a lead 1-0 over the Century Patriots. Bismarck High, first period goal from Braden Wolf, his 5th of the season. Check that, his 2nd of the season, his 4th point for Braden Wolf. An assist there for Jackson Hill, as Hill's got his 4th point of the season. That came at the 10:19 mark of the first period. Bismarck High 0 for 2 on the power play. Century successfully killed off those 2 power plays, and the Demons out shooting the Century Patriots 9-4 in that first period, as Bismarck High 9 shots, 8 saves for Caden Jangula for the Century Patriots, and Carter Schaefer stopped all 4 of those Century shots that he saw, including a point-blank look for, as Hayden Ritter had that one right in the middle of the slot that we couldn't see who was on the far end, if that hit somebody, if it was a save, if it went wide, or what. But a lot of net there for potentially to have a 1-1 score here. But anything jump out at you on those numbers? Obviously, Bismarck High out shooting. Actually, they've added another one now, Mitch. Officially, we got 10 shots on the board, unless one came up on the intermission here, but I think it's officially 10 now for the Bismarck Demons.
Yeah, like I said, didn't appear that the shots were that lopsided. I think some of those came again on that 5-on-3. BHS with the minute on the 5-on-4, and then another minute 5-on-3, and they had a nice stretch of power play there where they got some opportunities. Both teams had 1 or 2 good in close scoring chances. BHS did a good job of connecting and burying theirs in the back of the net, and Century has yet to do that. I'd like to see both teams get to the middle of the ice, to the slot, and get some more quality shots on net. I'm sure the coaches don't want that, but that's obviously what both teams are trying to do, and I think both teams for the most part are doing a pretty good job for keeping those shots to the outside. Goalies can see the pucks, make those saves, and control the rebounds. BHS did a good job of connecting on the one really good opportunity that they had.
Hey, the one other thing I wanted to ask you about, we spent a lot of time in the first intermission talking about Bismarck hockey and just kind of the state of it, but how about Britta Curl and the opportunity she now has to go be an Olympian as somebody that grew up playing hockey for the Bismarck Blizzard? I mean, that's unbelievable for me. I mean, what a cool thing for the Bismarck Mandan hockey community.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's cool for Bismarck. It's cool for girls hockey. Gives kids something to shoot at, and not a better kid it could happen to. I mean, hard-working kid, great family. Have the opportunity to coach Britta's younger sister, and they're all really good kids. I know she was upset when she took a year off at Wisconsin and made a run at making that Olympic team and was one of the last cuts, and then unfortunately an injury on the U.S. team gave her the opportunity to get called up, and I know they lost last night in a pretty good game, 4-2 to Canada.
Yep.
And I think it's safe to say that they're probably going to see each other in the medal round again, and we hope to see Bismarck's own Britta Curl on the ice.
Yeah, how cool will that be? Is the Wisconsin product now playing for the Badgers gets a chance to put team. She's already been a USA Junior in those tournaments and whatnot, but now she gets to be at the Olympics. What a cool thing for Britta Curl. All right, one last time out here, and our second period comes up next at the break. Intermission number 1. It's Century on the tail end of this one. It's Bismarck 1, Century nothing. Second period after this break on the PSP Network.
You have built an amazing life by working hard and doing your job well. Delivering financial advice is what we do well. At Ameriprise Financial, our job is to use our skills, experience, and research to help you become more successful in today's economy. What we want you to walk away from each encounter with is satisfaction in knowing that together, we've done what we can to help you work toward a better future.
Two teams have made their way onto the ice. Getting set for the second period from the VFW Sports Arena tonight. Good to have you tuned in to the PSP Network. Todd Domres, Mitch Vig. As we got the Haas and the Foslin lines out there. And we are ready to go. Quick shot in by the Patriots. Steered away by Carter Schaefer. Out to center ice. Century collects. Orsted comes up to Regal, who dumps it in to the Century bench. Just underway, second period. Reminder after the game, we'll have our move of the game brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you move across town or across the country. Locations in Bismarck, Minot, Fargo, and Aberdeen. Find them online at jobberswarehouse.com. Just underway in a draw 1 by the Bismarck Demons. Popped up off the boards right in front of our vantage point here. Kept in by Ritter. Olsen converging. LeDuc sends it right back in deep. Bismarck High cranks it on out of there. Lentz just pops it out to center. On a chase is Richardson. And now Century going to ice the puck. Is this inadvertent icing there as he tried to send a pass to a teammate and he loses an edge, and all of a sudden there's no stick there to collect the pass.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate there. Kate Orsted knocks the puck out of the air and turns it up ice, and just had his winger fall down there, so it goes down for an icing.
Century zone face-off to the glove side of, check that, the blocker side. Ooh, right in front. Bismarck High with a chance. And Heskel got a backhand on it, but it's cleared and saved by Jangula. Bismarck High still buzzing, but Century will pop it off the boards. And on a rush out, here comes the Patriots. Foslin carries it in deep. Loose puck. Bismarck High loses a stick as Vig pinching in. Somebody lost a stick. They didn't lose a stick. It broke a stick. How much are sticks these days?
Way too much.
Spoken like a guy who's got a lot of kids in hockey, right?
Exactly.
As you can see the fragments of a remaining stick here down on the near side, as now you get Feist on a carry. I'll check that. That's Wolf. You get the big Feist and the big Wolf mixed up sometimes. 40 and 41. Braden Wolf got it in deep. Tried to center it. Nobody home for the Demons. Century collects, and now they're hemmed in on that far board. Now the Patriots come out to neutral ice, and a big hit there dislodges the Patriots off the puck. Back in, Kleingen sends it all the way down. I thought it was almost going to be on net, but Schaefer didn't have to touch it. It's going to be an icing, and we'll do a little laundry down here
Yeah, I got a little tear in my eye, and it's not even my kid watching him pick up that broken stick, but.
I love the answer. Way too much. Way too much. Our camera guy, John, is working overtime down there trying to get in front of the Century student section that likes to perch up right in front of him. And there's a Century zone face-off going to be controlled by the Demons. Back out to the point. To the right circle, and a shot steered wide. Pinched in there by Hamlin. Down deep, the Demons and the Patriots banging for it. Comes to the near side boards, and Century has some ice and some space here to try to get the puck out of the zone, but it's pinched in. Here comes the Demons, trying to get a shot off in front, and good job of converging there with the Century defense. Off the boards it goes a couple times. Still loose on that far board. Kept in by Bismarck High. Now finally punched down by Mansmith. And you're getting another icing on the Patriots.
Yeah, that's two defensive zone draws in a row by Century where they lose the puck. Bismarck High ends up getting a couple nice scoring chances off of both of them. Tell kids all the time when you coach them as in youth hockey, it's not just rest time at a face-off. Know what you're going to do if you win the draw. Know if you're going to lose the draw. Know who you got. And the result is you end up spending an extra 30, 40 seconds in your zone playing defense.
Charlie Jerome line out there for the Demons, along with Wolf and Heskel. They were the guys that got the only tally of the night for Bismarck High School. When they stopped play there, I couldn't exactly see. Was somebody lined up wrong, or?
I'm not sure what happened there, if he just thought it was an illegal drop or something, or somebody blew the whistle before he dropped it.
Puck is center on the boards by Century. Ronas battling on that near side wing. Bismarck High tries to carry it in deep. Poked off the stick of Heskel, and Century now almost gave it away. Ritter sends it back out. Now the Patriots break it out to center. Here comes Ritter on a carry-in. Still has possession of the puck. Slams on the brakes. Sent back around deep. Ronas can't get a stick on it. TJ Olson will keep it in. Back to Ronas. He's got some time. Fires. Block shot. Back to Vig. A drive from the center point. Sails up top. Still not a shot on goal for either team here, and we've played almost 5 minutes of the second period. And now you got bodies pinned in here on the near side boards. Finally wedged out of there and poked back in by Vig. Bismarck High. Ooh, that's almost touched somebody. That could have been too many men on the ice right there. And it's going to end up being a demon icing. As that was close, because you had a bunch of Century guys there coming in and off the bench, and the Demons threw it right into that melee, and usually when somebody touches that, that's too many men on the ice, right?
It certainly could be. You got to be careful on those changes. Make sure the guy's all the way to the bench and hopping off before you're hopping on.
Fosland and Haas. No, check, that's not Haas. It's Reese Nagel for Bismarck High on the draw. Kept up on the dasher boards there for a moment. And here comes a 2-on-1 developing, and lift the stick there is Century. Good job on the defensive end. Bismarck High has it out to point. Shot goes wide there by Feist. Century out the far side boards. They poke it ahead. Here comes a 2-on-2. Fosland drops it, and it's outside the zone momentarily. It's going to be offside.
I thought he had some help there coming behind him. Drops it just a little bit too far, goes outside the zone. I'd like to see him just put that deep. You got two forwards crashing towards the net. Put it deep, win a 50-50 race, regain possession, and see if you can't get a little bit of pressure in the offensive zone.
Yeah, this looked like Fosland thought he had somebody trailing him, but there was nobody there, and it escaped the zone. Almost a turnover there for Century. Bismarck High can't capitalize. No score here in the second period. 1-0. Bismarck High leads. Fired back in by Joe Feist. Loose on the slot. Lentz can't get a stick on it. And here comes Century. Vig on a carry out. Vig to his forehand. Banged off the puck. Haas and Wolf, and that looked like a slash. Wasn't called as the official, I think, was in the melee as well. Kept in by Century. Vig stepping in, wrist shot off the blocker. Sent off the boards by Bismarck High, but sent right back in by the Demons. And now another puck. That's 3 pucks into the benches tonight. Sometimes you can go a month and not see that, and tonight we've got 3 of them.
3 of them in the stands, I think. Even, or at least a couple of them over the bench. So you get in trouble, get hemmed in. In the NHL, that's a penalty. It's delay a game, but in high school, it's not. Do whatever you can to get it out of the zone if you need to get a whistle.
You know, I have to stand corrected. There has been shots on goal, but I forgot that at the VFW they don't put them up until the end of the period. I don't know why they do that. That has bugged me every game I've done, but anyway, I digress. Face-off control by the Demons, kept in by Orsted. Poked ahead by Portra, centered on front, Vanderlaan, point-blank shot, denied. As it's gobbled up there by Carter Schaefer, and a good look for Vanderlaan on his forehand. You can't get a better look than that one.
Yeah, real nice play there. It was real subtle, but Vanderlaan and Mansmith were going both going to that puck. Nice communication by Mansmith. He kind of waved his stick and told him to go to the front of the net. I got the puck. You go to the front. He got it on his tape, and a real nice save there by Carter Schaefer.
As draw one there by the Demons. And carried out by Haas, but sent back in by Ronas. Century on the dump and chase. Ritter lays some lumber. Haas flips it out. And they almost got Richardson, and they do. Streaking in, Richardson fires off the shoulder. Rebound, shot, save, rebound, still loose, and still loose. Oh, baby. Jangula stood on his head and made 1, 2, 3 saves.
Wow, what a flurry there. Great saves by Jangula, but Remy Richardson does a great job of getting behind the defense. Sneaks back there, gets lost. They find him and goes on a pseudo breakaway and then gets it on net, rebounds, and after a rebound, chaos ensues. You got to turn around, either find the guy or find the puck and get it out of there.
Oh, Century comes back to win that one. That could be an early candidate for your move of the game. The saves there by Caden Jangula. 11:08 to play, second period. 1-0 Bismarck High still has the 1-goal lead. Been a tight, hard-fought, hard-hitting contest as Century won the draw and sends it out. Now Foslin's got a step, and he's going to track it down deep. Bumped off the puck, centering from Mole, and off the hands of Century's mirrors check as he had a good look at it. His third and fourth lines have been productive tonight for Century. Vig collects at center ice. Dumps it up the near side boards. Hemmed in by the Patriots. And you're going to have Century offside.
Yeah, BHS got it just barely outside the line there, and Century's battling to keep it in along the wall there, but just a little too far, and it's an offside.
Hey fans, minor after the game, we'll have our player of the game brought to you by Sport Clips. Nothing come close to making you feel like the MVP haircut experience. Sport Clips located on South 3rd Street in Bismarck. Century Mansmith banging in. Carried out of there by Bismarck High's Jackson Hill. Out to center, kept in by Orsted, fans on it, dumps it back in. Vanderlaan. And Century's got 3 guys against 2. And still loose. Ooh, now sent out center, taken away by Bismarck High School. Aiden Schaefer, his first shift tonight, taken away. Here comes Portra, 2-on-1. Taken, skipping, and it's saved there by Schaefer.
Again, you got that line of Mansmith, Portra, and Vanderlaan out there kind of stirring things up and getting some offensive chances. They're doing a great job when they're out there.
You know, I've done some officiating of basketball. I haven't officiated hockey, obviously. I can skate a little bit, though. I probably could be an official, but I wouldn't want to officiate this one.
I don't think I would either. never really got into the realm of officiating. I probably should. It might teach me a few lessons. It's a lot harder than it looks.
Shot by Kleingen goes wide. Bismarck High dumps it back in. Into the Century zone go the Demons. Century collects on that far wall. And out to center comes the Patriots. Pass just a little bit too tall and too far in front of the outstretched stick of Hayden Ritter, and it'll be an icing on Century. You know, Mitch, you mentioned something about communication. I want to dig into that a little bit because it's almost a pandemic for me trying to coach youth sports and kids these days. You know, they sit in their cell phones and everything else, and I had a heck of a time getting kids to communicate on the basketball court. What's that like from your perspective as a coach and trying to get kids, sometimes it's verbal, sometimes it's nonverbal, but just getting kids to communicate on the ice these days?
It's the most unrecognized skill in hockey. It's funny you bring that up because I preach it almost. If my younger boy was here, he'd be laughing right now because I preach it almost every day in practice. You guys are too quiet. You know,
Yep.
I tell them all the time. You guys go to math class, and the teacher has to yell at you to be quiet. We go out on the hockey rink where we want you to talk and communicate, and they just won't do it. So
yeah. It's so funny because Lane Sedevy and I had this exact conversation the other night too, and he said the same thing, even about 20-year-old kids and 18-year-old kids that he's coaching. So it's not just youth; it's just the day and age we live in, I think. There's a bunch of hitting going on that far wall. Sticks flying, bodies flying, and here comes Dawson Lentz on a 2-on-2. Crick Rister is steered away by Caden Jangula. Sticks and bodies flying again. Here we go. Demons and the Patriots. Welcome to the melee. Richardson comes out of there. Out to the point. Feist. Big shot. Steered away by the blocker of Jangula. And now you got Ritter on a chase. Almost tracks it down. Oh, had a centering pass to TJ Olson, who was lurking. Ritter still has the puck on his stick. Dumps it in deep. Ronas cycling for Century. Back to the point and Vig. Low wrister and steered away. Hit some traffic in front, and now going to get a cross check on the Bismarck Demons.
Yeah, good hustle there by 12 for Century Ritter. He just couldn't, and another good hustle by TJ Olson getting up there to support him. Just got tripped up just enough, couldn't get his balance and his stick on that puck to center it. So looks like Century's going to go on the power play here, though.
First power play of the night for Century Patriots. Bismarck High is 0 for 2 tonight. And our first look at the Century 5-on-4. Foslin will step back and play a blue line here, along with Vig, Mole, Mansmith, and also Mason Regal. Draw taken away almost there by the Demons and sent down. Joseph Feist into the box for Bismarck High on the cross check. Century with a 2-minute 5-on-4. Carrying it in, Vig. Shot on the near side post, steered away. Century tries a little give and go, and nice job keeping it in by Vig. Vig's going to step into the slot, sends it back to Mole, fires, and it's pinned on that glove side by Carter Schaefer.
A real nice job by Regal there keeping that puck in at the blue line. He barely kept it in, but he did, and they give him a chance to not only not chew up seconds on their power play, but get another scoring chance there.
Yeah, I didn't think he had a chance of keeping that thing inside the blue line, and somehow he pawed it down to himself. Century has Hayden Ritter taking a draw. Sent out to the point. Vig sidesteps and shuffles it in deep. Century, Ronas gets it into Mole. Near side shot, and this one is sent out. Foslin tried to shortstop and save it, but he couldn't. And now a little miscommunication there as Jangula sends it now deep. Then the Bismarck High is just going to be able to kill some time here. But now Century is going to keep it in. Ronas centering, and nobody could get a stick on it. Ritter was twisted around the wrong direction, discombobulated, and it's sent back down by Bismarck High. 48 seconds on the Demon penalty. Century has the man advantage for another 42 seconds and counting. Here comes Mole, a developing 2-on-1. Oh, and Regal just was streaking down that far wing, and as soon as Mole had to skate around a defender, it sent Regal offsides.
Yeah, just mistimed it by a hair there and slid offside. And you want to straddle the blue line there a little bit rather than trying to drag your leg, straddle one way or another. Try to stay on side there if you can. It's a tough play.
Yeah, it was a good idea because they had a developing 2-on-1 coming. Still a half a minute on the Century power play. Bismarck High's given up a couple shots here, but it's been a decent kill for the Demons. Century wiggles in front of their own net by Foslin, comes near side onto the stick of Mole. And Mole carries it in. Sets it up. Back to the center point. Leduc, low wrister, scores! It looked like it might have been deflected, but Leduc fired that low wrister, and Century has tied this baby up.
Yeah, it looked almost like a little miscommunication on the blue line here. Both defensemen were kind of caught in the corner. Joey Leduc releases and gets the pass and just puts it on net, and there's that net front presence that Coach Olson mentioned before the game. You get somebody in front, you never know what's going to happen, and then obviously you got to get the shots on net. Take the goalie's eyes away a little bit.
.947, the official time of the goal. Century ties it up. Get the official announcement here. I couldn't tell if that was clean off the stick of Joe Leduc or if there was a tip up front.
I couldn't tell if that was deflected or not. I know there was some traffic in front, and it was tough for Carter to see that one. And like I said, that's what Olsen kind of talked about in his pregame. We got to have a better net front presence and take that goalie's eyes away. Nothing fancy, just getting shots on net and getting people to the front of the net.
Yep, you get the official goal is going to be credited to Mason Regal off the deflection. So Regal gets his 6th goal and 9th point of the season, assist to Joe Leduc and Alex Foslin. Century ties it up at the 9:47 mark here of the second period. And Century has officially tied this baby up. Sent in deep. Century now has a little spring in their step, tying it up at 1. Sent around the near side boards, wedged in there by TJ Olson. Ritter's he's getting his gloves and his stick back together as Hayden Ritter gives it to Ronas. Century back to the point. Vig back to Ronas. Ronas fires. Deflection save. Ooh. As Ritter was sitting on the doorstep, couldn't get a stick on it. And somehow Schaefer gets a save.
Yeah, good job by Schaefer gobbling up that rebound. Again, just getting nothing fancy, just getting pucks to the net. It almost looked like Century thought they were still on the power play there, the way they were moving it around the outside and then getting it to the front.
Yeah, it looked like possession, like it was a power play. Exactly. Well, that's one of the keys Troy Olson mentioned to me was, hey, we just got to keep it simple about scoring goals. We got to get pucks to the net, get some traffic in there, and not every goal is going to be a pretty one. Sometimes you got to get a greasy one here and there.
Yeah, and hockey's a big momentum game. You know, something good happens, you get some momentum for a few minutes, and you got to try to sustain that for as long as possible. Because you know one thing's for sure, the other team's going to come back at you eventually.
Century dumps it in deep. Mansmith line is out there, and they keep it in. Bouncing puck right through the slot. Mansmith, Vanderland on the attack. Bismarck High having a hard time getting it out of their zone. Finally, Jackson Hill wedges it out, and Heskel sends it in, and going to be a pillow down and a save there for Caden Jangula. Been a lot of time in this end of the zone. We haven't spent much time in the Century zone in the last 3-4 minutes, Mitch.
No, but like I just said, it's a game of momentum, and one thing's for sure, the ice is gonna tilt several times throughout the course of a hockey game.
1-1 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. 4:50 to play here, second period. Century, Bismarck High doing battle in this rivalry, West Region hockey tilt. As got her hemmed in on that far board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys, and somehow Max Vig squirts out of there with it. Century the turnover. Into the slot, backhander steered away by Dawson Lentz and steered away there by Jangula. Century dodged a bullet there. As now the Patriots trying to keep it in, and here comes Owen Haas. Haas into the zone. Steps into a wrister, and that's an easy save there for Caden Jangula. Jangula's been money tonight. He's had some nights where he's given up 5-6 goals. He's got a, not a sparkling goal average of 3.94, but there's been a couple nights, against West Fargo and against, the Grand Forks schools that Caden's been in net, and that hasn't done him any favors.
Yeah, I agree. I think both goalies are doing a nice job. I think they're the two most relaxed people in this whole building right now. So kudos to them. Hopefully they can keep their emotions in check and keep doing what they're doing.
I got a lot of admiration for anybody who wants to stand back there and play goalie. That would not be my soup of the day right there. I can tell you that much. Although there would be action, but I couldn't do it.
It takes a special kid to stand back there and have 70 to 100 mile an hour. Frozen rubber thrown at you all day.
Exactly. That and here comes Century. Ronas fires. Oh, save. Ronas banging away and whacking at it again as it's popped out to center by the Demons. Century has Kleingen on the pinch in there from his blue line. TJ Olson with a hit. Now Bismarck High bumps it out. Jackson Hill gets it up to Garrett McIntyre, who sends it in. Check that was Charlie Jerome. Vig on the attack. He's got a rush. Still on his skates. Shooting in. Oh! Near side. Denied by Schaefer. Puck almost hit something up top, didn't it? It was like it should be dead, but...
I lost it. I'm not sure it didn't hit the rafters there, but I guess I'm not sure because I lost sight of it.
Mansmith banging in there along with Vanderland. Century's going to pinch in with Leduc. Kept in the zone by the Patriots. Shot right in front. Oh, Mansmith. Check that Vanderland. And a pad save by Schaefer. Century is buzzing right now, folks. Demons with a little 3-on-1 right in front of the Demon bench there. Almost take the puck away. Vig's just going to dump it down, and it's going to turn into an icing, but that's not necessarily the worst icing play there. Is you got three guys surrounding you. It's better than just giving the puck up.
Yeah, at the very least, you want to get it out. Unfortunately, it goes down for an icing. Both teams get a change and get some fresh players on the ice.
Hey fans, Chuppy Clinic brings you tonight's game. They offer more than just basic adjustments of the spine. Find them online at chuppy.com. As Century's got to send Mole in there instead of Foslin. And the draw is won by the Demons. Lentz just dumps it in deep. 2:30 to play, second period. Leduc, Mole, now to Fosland, and you're going to get a penalty, yep, as it was inadvertent, as it looked like Leduc was just trying to play a little duress and give Fosland a little space and time to get the puck out of his own zone, and you're going to get an interference call on Century's Joe Leduc. Was that a power play goal that Century scored, or was the power play over?
Power play was over. That was even strength.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
All right, so Leduc off for 2 minutes for interference, and now Bismarck High on the power play. Shot on goal, steered away by Jangula and sent out by Century. Demons on the power play. Jackson Hill gets it into Haas. Back on the point to Feist. Don't check that Lentz. Passes it, and it's taken away by Century. 30 seconds into the man advantage. Bismarck High having a hard time getting organized in their own end here. And now they sneak a guy up the side and can't collect it. Oh, but Century Orsted throws it right into the body of a Demon. Now out front, Lentz fires, scores! A giveaway by the Patriots, and Dawson Lentz hammered it home top shelf.
Yeah, tough break there. You just want to turn and fire out of the zone on the penalty kill. Unfortunately, he hit a white jersey and landed right in his feet, and it ends up in the back of your net. I'm going to take that last statement back. I'm pretty new at this. I don't know if we're allowed to do that, but that Century goal might have been a power play goal. I think I think they might have, BHS might have still been shorthanded on that one.
.15:25. Official time of the goal. That might have been unassisted for. Oh, and I beg your pardon. I thought it was Dawson Lentz, but that's those jerseys that I couldn't see very well. And now you're going to get a whistle and a penalty on Bismarck High. Man advantage upcoming. Delayed call as Century is going to lose possession of the puck. But for the final 1:09 here, as it was Owen Haas. I thought it was 15, Mitch, but it was 16 that had the goal for Bismarck High. Assist is going to go to Brady Heskell.
That's that far end again, and it is a little bit difficult to see the BHS
Hey man,
players' numbers, especially far away down there.
I was close. I had it was either 15 or 16. It was a good goal call too, dang it. Too bad it was the wrong guy.
Yeah, so you go almost a period and a half with really nothing being called at all, and all of a sudden we got a little bit of a barrage of penalties here. So
yeah,
special teams becomes an important part of the game. You never know how many opportunities you're going to get, so you got to try to capitalize when you get that chance.
Braden Wolf is off for 2 minutes for Bismarck High. Demons, after that goal by Owen Haas, lead 2-1 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. Draw one there by Ritter. Comes out to Foslin. Sends it over to Vig. Back to Foslin. Foslin from the point. Cross ice. Ronas. Backside. Score! Tic-tac-toe! And Ritter buries it and we're tied.
Well, that's every team's dream is efficient, precise passing on the power play, because when you got one extra guy, there's no way you can guard everybody, and Century did a good job of that. BHS really didn't do anything wrong. They tried to rotate, but they made the passes too fast, and the key is they were precise on the tape, and Ritter's the recipient of that and puts it in the back of the net.
Ronas and Foslin get the assists. And Ritter with the goal. 16:09 was the official time, so just less than a minute apart, those goals. And a barrage here late in the second period. And a good one brewing. 2-2 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. 40 seconds to play here, second period.
Yeah, just as I said, the goalies are the two calm guys in here. They both get scored on, but I don't think either one of those was any fault of theirs. There's not much they could do about those.
Yeah, you get guys in good positions, and they both buried them. Did Owen Haas, and then Ritter did the same thing on the other end. Century controls at center ice. Jackson Hill will carry in for the Demons. Side swipe there and taken away by Foslin. Century pops it out to center. On the tape now, and sent in by Garrett McIntyre. McIntyre is decked. Down to 10 seconds to play. Now the bodies are flying as Foslin hits his derriere. Puck comes out to the near side point, and throwing it in front. Oh, and it just goes wide. As Jackson Hill's shot redirected in front. Goes wide, and our second period has gone into the books. From the VFW Sports Center tonight, good to have you on the PSP Network at the end of 2-2 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. We'll come back with our second intermission where we get a visit with North Dakota High School Hockey's Bob Gillen. We'll get a word with him as our second intermission activities are up after this timeout on the PSP Network.
Every 10 minutes, 3 people in the United States will die from a preventable incident. More people are dying on our roadways and in their homes than ever before, but that's where the North Dakota Safety Council can help. Safety is our mission, from the workplace to any place. We're a private nonprofit that offers more than 150 training courses that are dynamic, hands-on, and effective. From CPR and first aid to driver safety and even workplace violence preparedness, we want to make sure your loved ones come home safe each night. Go to ndsc.org to see how together we can make a difference.
At Prairie Rose Family Dentists, we treat our patients like family. We have 14 highly experienced dentists with incredibly caring dental teams. We have more locations, more services, and extended hours to make sure your dental needs get fulfilled, your questions get answered, and you have the comfortable and high-quality experience you deserve. Call us or visit our website to schedule an appointment today. Prairie Rose Family Dentists. We are family.
Many of our clients come to us already accomplished in their lives and on the right track. However, whether it's in response to a life-changing event or you are nearing retirement, you can sleep well knowing that together we have planned for both life's opportunities and challenges. And no matter what happens, we are here to help guide you.
Now we're back in our second intermission. Good to have you on the PSP Network tonight. What would you expect? Nothing better than a little good old crosstown rivalry game. Tied at 2 and a barrage of goals there at the end of the second period. Bismarck Century knotted up on your BNC Bank scoreboard. In our second intermission, we're pleased to be joined now by Bob Gillen from ndhighschoolhockey.com, as Bob's also the administrator, I guess you'd call it, of the North Dakota Hockey Hall of Fame. So let's talk about that first and foremost, Bob, as you had to induce and induct Dennis Nybo tonight from Bismarck. And so a cool ceremony here at the first intermission. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, and I've had that rule now for the last 3 years. We went about 9 years with not having anyone kind of work with the Hall of Fame, and Dave Duckworth from Devils Lake talked to me and said, do you want to do this? I know you do a good job with it. And so I've kind of taken it over, and we're trying to play catch-up now. But for me personally, I felt that it was time for Dennis, and I did my internship back here in 1994, and he took me under his wing when I was doing my internship and brought me to a state hockey meeting and showed me how to schedule and everything. And when I got started in Hazen as a young, first-time professional there as the hockey director and high school coach, he really helped me when he was here in Bismarck. So I felt it was fitting for me to send his nomination in, and I'm glad they accepted it, and I was glad I was able to be here tonight for him and this great honor for Dennis.
Yeah, and we were talking about it while it was happening. You get folks like Jim Peluso out there, you get Dennis Nybo, and those were some of the godfathers, we call them now, of Bismarck hockey. And in a lot of ways, Dennis had his fingerprints over so many different aspects of hockey in the town of Bismarck.
Yeah, and we're kind of restructuring now. We got a committee, and I think for a while there, people were kind of looking at it as a North Dakota Amateur Hockey Association award. But now we're saying, this is a North Dakota, hockey award. So, the person over here to my right, you got Mike Peluso, Mitch Vig. There's some people that have went on and had great hockey careers, are still giving back at the local level and working with our select and the Team North Dakota programs. So I think there's other people that down the road we're going to get those names out there as well. That I don't think you have to be involved at the state youth hockey level if you've given and went on and did great things and represented our state, which Mitch and Mike are two names that come to mind have done.
Yeah, well, and it's cool too because now you're getting it back rolling, right? If it had a couple years off, who cares? Because people got excited about it tonight, and now you'll get Dennis's word out there and his information, and folks will follow it. And, hey, that hockey community will rally around something like this Hockey Hall of Fame, and I think bigger things are to come, I believe, for the award and for the recognition.
Yeah, and people like Dennis, he's not one to – he doesn't like the accolades, but I know deep down – this is something that he wanted, and it means a lot to him, and to be recognized by his peers, and for all the work that you do, and 22 years to schedule and go to the meetings and fight those battles and everything, and to get that small reward and to be in the Sports Hall of Fame with some, a Jim Peluso and Fido Perper and some of those names. That's a great honor. And there's only right now 48, so we have a lot of catch up to do because there's a lot of people we're missing yet, but. That's what I'm trying to do is get people to start going back through the archives and so I'm picking Jim Peluso's brain and saying, okay, who are we missing from back in the 60s and 70s and 80s that we need to get going, and we have a lot of catch up from the 90s and 2000s. So we'll get there, but it's fun to do, and it's great to be at these events and see the people get to enjoy these, because we have had a few that have passed away that we had to play catch up, and they've aren't here with us to see it. So it's good that they can be with their family and a lot of the people that they've worked with and worked around while they were here, and get to celebrate with them.
Yeah, and kudos to you for making it happen on a night like tonight. I mean, it's as good a rivalry game as you have in the conference, maybe even in the state, and to have that induction in the first intermission of a night like tonight, where you got a lot of the hockey fans and folks from the Bismarck community out. I mean, kudos for you I saw the interactions about making it happen, and it's not an easy thing, right? You got to get a lot of things to align, but kudos to you for pulling that off.
Yeah, and Dave Zettelman and both coaches and everyone were real. We asked the inductee, where do they want to do it at, and then we'll see if we can get it done. And of course, Dennis spent most of his years in this building, and had kids go through the Bismarck High program, and he's known Coach Olson forever, and he's refereed this series, and so this was just fitting. And I didn't have one person with the public schools that said no, this isn't the right place for it, and they were very welcoming, and this is where he wanted it, and this is I think the setting that deserved to have his induction at.
Yeah, very cool. Talk about what's going on now. Obviously, you got a room reserved over there, and some of Dennis's family and others are out there, kind of, I'm sure, regaling him with some stories and congratulating him. Is that really what's happening right now?
Yeah. So we have the curling room, and the Bismarck Parks and Recreation District, donated that on behalf of Dennis and our state hockey. So I want to, publicly thank them for that. And so we're just having some cake and refreshments over there now, and then we'll head over to the lodge and stadium and finish the night there. And everyone that knows Dennis is welcome to come out and say hi, and we'll have some snacks and just talk hockey and talk some stories.
That's cool. Mitch, you'll be there.
I may be there. We'll see what happens. But no, Bob and I go back a little bit. Had a little involvement with Team North Dakota back in the day. Had the opportunity to coach there, actually, with Jim Peluso, kind of when I was fresh out of college. So, and I've had the honor of and the opportunity to be at a couple games where you've given out the awards this year. The first one was Mr. Brad Shack in Jamestown for his commitment to coaching and furthering the development of hockey in his own community, and then now Dennis Nybo, who I've known for many years. So I think it's great that you recognize, there's so much more than the person that actually plays the game. There's so much behind the scenes. Guys that try to grow the game, they do the little things for their communities, to whether it's coaching, whether it's parks and rec roles, reffing, whatever it is. They're all very important roles. It's not just the people that actually strap the skates on and play the game. And we talked a little bit about your website tonight too, and I'm just in awe of the work that you do and that you put into that, NorthDakotaHighSchoolHockey.com. So tell us a little bit about that and how that has kind of grown throughout the years, because I'll be honest, without kids in high school, I didn't know a lot about it until the last few years, but I use it almost on a daily basis now to check on scores. Yeah, I kind of got myself in trouble, because now I'm getting, with as close as the standings are, I've got people now asking me tiebreakers, and if they tie or get a point here, what's my son's team going to do? And I'm getting texts and emails, and then probably got more work now. But tonight's like election night, because we have 16 of the 20 teams playing, and I think we should have a good handle on a number of teams after tonight's results of what the first round's going to look like. And so I'm just waiting for scores. Some scores are coming in, so it's an exciting night for me. But I started this 23 years ago. When I was coaching in Hazen, we didn't have cell phones and internet, so we were doing things by faxes. But I know Dean Wilson said, hey, Bob, do you want to – there's no standings or scores in the newspapers, and that's where you got it's all basketball and volleyball and football. So I was doing everything by fax the first year when I was out in Hazen. And then when I moved to Grand Forks and was a hockey director there, they just started getting the internet. But it was taking me 45 minutes of game sheet, because on the state scoring leaders and goalies, I have to physically, put them in and manually move them by points and goals against average. So it just took me forever until 2007. This new company now, it takes 3 minutes to do a score sheet. So it's been a passion. I used to do stats for my dad's softball team, and Legion baseball. If I didn't play, I was doing the stats for our Legion. I've always been a stat person, and this has kept me close to the game and a lot of great people and broadcasters, referees, coaches, and high school activities has been great to let me do it. They have the resources for the teams that didn't put their own stats, but the coaches have said, you know what, we want Bob to do it, and Matt Fetch and his crew have been great about letting me still do it, and the athletic directors, and
So I'm at their whim. I'm here for them. If there's someone that has assist missing, I don't say I need video. I say it's your site. I just do the numbers. And,
Yep.
If you want to cheat the system, cheat the system. But no, I enjoy it. It keeps me close to the game, and it gets used. And I know for broadcast, you trying to find stats. So some coaches, I know Matt Malm, the late Matt Malm from Red River, hated stats. Yeah. And someone would come and want to do a story on a player, and they wouldn't have all the sophomore, junior, senior stats, and he wouldn't have them. And so now they can go back and look and archive and just need to get quotes now. They don't have to get anything else but a quote from the coach. So it's getting used. I know the junior teams and college teams will get on there to track players because their time and budgets are limited. So, yeah, it's getting used like I wanted it to, and I still enjoy doing it. My wife's letting me still do it. I know there's some nights she probably wishes I didn't, but she knows this is a passion when she married me. And, so it's 3.5 months out of the winter, and it makes my winter go by quick.
Well, and I can tell you right now, Bob, that everything you're looking at here came right from ndhighschoolhockey.com. So from a media standpoint, we couldn't be more thankful that you take the time and effort to do what you do, because it makes our job one heck of a lot easier. I guess one other thing I want to ask you about before we let you go, Bob, here is, have you ever seen a WDA kind of melee like this, where you've got 3 through 7 that is separated by 3 points, and all the things that you mentioned, the scores and the election night coming into play these last couple nights of the regular season? Have you seen something like that in your 23 years of doing what you've been doing for the West Region?
Not top to bottom. I mean, usually you have maybe 2 or 3 teams that are still at the end of the year, but I was given, when I was here setting up for the event, Coach Olson came through the curling room, and I said, it's amazing that about 2 weeks ago you were in 9th place, you got a couple wins, and you were up in 4th.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just unheard of this late in the season.
Yeah, he was staring at a playing game, right?
And it's just, now you look at Legacy won tonight in Botno, and they're now probably going to stay up there in the top 3 or 4. And Williston now has still the most games played left to play. They're beating Minot right now going in the 3rd, so they could move up. And so it's just, but again, this is just to get in the seeding. I wouldn't be surprised if Mandan or Dickinson go to state as an 8 or 9, if that's where they end up, and they get into, in their playing games. It wouldn't surprise me if they represented the West at the state tournament, because they've beaten Minot in shootouts and taken them to overtime. So it's going to be, and this is the one year I'm just going to be, because I run the rinks in Minot, I wish the West Region was in Minot, because every game is going to be good.
Yep. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that about Williston, because that's one thing that Mitch and I were getting a little bit of bracketology, but we did not mention that Williston has 2 games remaining after tonight. Obviously, they have a lead tonight heading to the 3rd period, 3-2 at Minot, but they also have games remaining at Jamestown, and then they face Dickinson in Williston. So they potentially have 9 points on the board that could be achievable for Williston, so that could be a huge change in the standings. But, yeah, it's interesting. I asked Coach Olson if it was good for hockey, if it was bad for his blood pressure. And he enjoyed it. I think everybody does, right? So it's good for the league. It's good for teams that maybe haven't been at the top of the standings as much as some of the other ones have.
And you look at out east, Mayport's coming in as a 10 seed because they don't play the regular season schedule, so they come in as a 10 seed. But West Fargo now I think is going to be the 7 seed and have to play them. And I bet you Mayport may beat them. They're not a bad hockey team. And I could see them, knock out. They played Cheyenne and lost 4-2 to Cheyenne, but I think Mayport could give them a game as a 10 seed and get into the East Region tournament. And most people look at that as a huge upset, but I don't. I think they've got a good goaltender, and they've got a guy that's a sophomore that's in the top 10 in scoring in the state. And they beat every West Region team they played. Botno twice, and Dickinson, and Mandan, and they haven't played the big teams yet. But so it's going to be interesting in the East too.
All right, Bob, appreciate the time. Bang, you almost killed we could go on for the whole 3rd period if you wanted to stick around, but we appreciate the time. Yeah. Thanks for what you do with the hockey, but not only from the Hall of Fame, but from the ndhighschoolhockey.com as well.
Well, great. Thanks again. I know the PSP Network does a great job with all sports, and we're glad that you guys are doing this for high school hockey and all the high school activities, and you guys do a fantastic job, and I know Nick up in Minot as well, so thank you guys.
Yeah, appreciate that. That's Bob Gillen from ndhighschoolhockey.com. Our thanks to him for joining us here at our second intermission. Take a timeout, and we'll come back and drop the puck here. 3rd period action underway after this break. We're tied at 2 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. 3rd period comes up next after this timeout on the PSP Network.
Thanks for buying some fruit.
You have built an amazing life by working hard and doing your job well. Delivering financial advice is what we do well. At Ameriprise Financial, our job is to use our skills, experience, and research to help you become more successful in today's economy. What we want you to walk away from each encounter with is satisfaction in knowing that together, we've done what we can to help you work toward a better future.
Every 10 minutes, 3 people in the United States will die from a preventable incident. More people are dying on our roadways and in their homes than ever before, but that's where the North Dakota Safety Council can help. Safety is our mission, from the workplace to any place. We're a private nonprofit that offers more than 150 training courses that are dynamic, hands-on, and effective. From CPR and first aid to driver safety and even workplace violence preparedness, we want to make sure your loved ones come home safe each night. Go to ndsc.org to see how together we can make a difference.
All right, Todd Domres, Mitch Vig back at the VFW, and hey, a cool award here that the Bismarck hockey community has taken care of. The Joel Olness Award, recognizing the outstanding senior from Bismarck Century, and now Legacy. And this year's award recipient, Hunter Aker from the Bismarck Demons. Mitch, you probably know more about the Joel Olness Award. I mean, it was founded by Joel Olness, who passed away on the Missouri River, and for 40 years they've been giving this award out. And it's one of those that, hey man, you get the Joel Olness Award. That says something, right, about not only your capabilities on the ice, but also what you do outside the rink as well.
It does. I didn't realize it's been 40 years, so pretty special for Hunter. Unfortunately, with his injury, he's not able to play tonight. BHS still hoping to have him back here for the stretch run, but he's a kid that's led this team in scoring for the last couple of years, and he does things the right way on the ice and off the ice, and it's very well deserving. He's a great kid.
All right, here we go. Well, the shots after one period were 10-4. And then all of a sudden you look up, and it's 21-19. Century was buzzing in that second period. And now the puck's going to be sent down. There's going to be a quick icing call. As boy, thanks again to Bob Gillen for joining us in that second intermission. Hope you enjoyed that chat with him. It's like a hockey encyclopedia.
Yeah, Bob's been around the state, and especially the western part of North Dakota, and around the game for a really long time. That was a great conversation to have with him.
Just starting the third period of play. Face-off in the Century zone, controlled by the Demons. Or check that, controlled by Century, wedged in by the Demons. Now here comes Ronas, 1-on-2 to center. Muscled off the puck there, and taken down by Garrett McIntyre. Scrumming that goal line, and it's sent out, tried to kept in by Orsted, and here comes the Demons shoveling it in deep as Joe Feist. Behind the goal line, Ronas has a stick on it. Century pops it off the boards and out to Mole. Ooh, nice sidestep there by Garrett Mole. Bismarck High has possession of the puck. Comes near side of the rink. 1 minute into the third period. Tied at 2 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. Century has it on the stick of Mole. wrapped back in, and this one Jangula is going to have to just fall on, as he had Remington Richardson staring him right down Broadway.
Yeah, good decision there by Jangula. A little bit of an unlucky break there. Puck gets picked out of the air, and it's back in the crease, and Jangula decides to settle things down there, and let's get a face-off. Again, face-offs are not just a rest period. No, you have off the draw, especially in the third period of a critical game here.
So I know our one official tonight is Jason Sauls. Who's the other orange stripe out there? You probably know these guys better than I do.
I know Jason real well. We grew up playing hockey together since we were little guys. Graduated together. He was a St. Mary's kid, but we both played for BHS, so know Jason real well. Dennis Badeau, the linesman. Known Dennis for quite a while here in Bismarck as well.
Oh, absolutely. Don't get much better than Buddha. I played softball with Sauls and Buddha, so what the heck? I should pay more attention to who's the Zebras are. Sent back in by the Demons. Far side on the half wall. Century has it on the stick of Portra, and he can't get it to Vanderlaan, and Bismarck High wedges it back in. Ushered in by the Demons. They send it in deep, but now back to Portra. Portra loses the handle right at center ice. Bismarck High gives it to Hamlin, who sends it ahead to Braden Wolf. Wolf's got a goal tonight. Now a wraparound by Reese Nagel, and it's smothered there by Caden Jangula.
That was a nifty play by Nagel there. He's just following the defenseman, and they went for a cycle or a reverse, I guess, and he's in the right spot at the right time, picks it off, and does a good job of taking it right to the crease.
Nagel will stay on for the draw. Won by the Demons, but here comes Ritter out of there for Century. Puts it on the stick of Caden Ronas. Ronas from the circle. Knocked off the puck there by Bismarck High. And the Demons send it out. And here comes Aiden Schaefer. His shot off of Joe Leduc, and it sends in behind the net. You can hear that communication right there, Mitch, as the two D-men talking to each other. As Century sends it up to center off the stick of Ritter, and I'm going to get offside. It was close, but TJ Olson just outside the blue line. And it'll be a be a neutral zone face-off here. Mind ref of the game. We'll have our post-game show, as always, brought to you by the Planning Team Financial Advisors, helping clients towards financial freedom at the Planning Team. 2-2 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. Century gets a shot on goal there from his derriere. Somehow Mole put it on net. And now it comes back out to center. Mole, now it's taken away by the Demons. Here comes Haas. He's got a goal already as well for Bismarck High. Sends it in deep, but here comes Vig with a head of steam. Gets it up ahead to Foslin. 2-on-1 developing. Foslin fires. Gobbled up there by Carter Schaefer.
Good decision by Foslin there. He's got Vig going hard to the net. Defenseman does a good job of slide over, make the goalie take the shot. Just make sure you cover up the guy going to the net, either for the pass or if there's happens to be a rebound. Carter Schaefer does a good job of not allowing that rebound and swallowing that puck.
And he looked like Foslin was going for, just like you said, one of your favorite spots was that low blocker side, and Schaefer gobbled it up. Now Century's taking off the puck. Still in the Demon zone. Ushered back in by the Century Patriots. Back to get it is Feist. Up on the near side. Vig keeps it in. Tried to get it to Mansmith. Off his stick. Vanderlaan checking. And another one into the stands and into the bench. Souvenir night here at the VFW. There, thanks to John Haugen again for running our camera. He's done a yeoman's job because he's had to move that thing about 3-4 times. I've been watching him. Usually we set that thing once, Mitch, and we forget about it. But tonight, just with the active Century student section, he's done a nice job of getting you some of the best pictures that you'll have here from the VFW. Century, center point, and a drive. That goes high for Vig. Ronas chips it in. TJ Olson behind the net. Bodied up there as Ritter keeps it in. Bismarck High trying to get it up to Dawson Lentz, ushered back in by Century. Patriots keeping it in the zone. Nice pinch in there by Vig. Ooh, and a big hit there. And now Century's Olsen had the hit. Century had to have it come out to center as Vig is going to wheel and drive it through center ice. Gets it into the zone. Ronas has it. Pass. Shot. Ooh, and a wrister there by Ritter off the blocker for Schaefer. Century comes out of the puck. Ronas, tough angle shot. Steered away. Vig from the center point. Bounces a puck. Still loose. Century stood up behind the net, and now the Patriots have to change. Century's still got zone time, though. They've gone through almost an entire cycle here of their lineup. They got all new guys on the ice. The Demons have not been able to change. Advantage Patriots. Century comes out to the point. Vig gives it back to Mole. Now back to Orsted, who sends it in. This is one of these that the Demons are just going to try to ice this thing eventually if they're really going to try to get some new guys on the ice, but Century's not going to let them. And here comes Vig, sending it back in, and a wrister is gloved. Ooh, that was low and hard, folks. And Schaefer, a quick glove save. That was all advantage Century right there because of the way that Century had gotten a change into that.
Yeah, they got out of the zone, and a couple guys went for a change, and Vig took advantage of that. Went for a little rush and a good shot on net, but good job by BHS by weathering that storm and getting fresh guys on the ice. They needed it.
Dumped in behind the Demon net. Up the boards and out, and you're going to get an icing. Yeah, we'll make the long skate back to the Demon zone. We'll have a face-off to the blocker side of Carter Schaefer. A couple scores to update you on our BNC Bank scoreboard. Dickinson leads Hazen Beulah at the end of 1-2 zip. Entering the third period, Williston has a lead at Minot 3-2, and the final we mentioned earlier tonight, Legacy has defeated Botno Rugby 3-1. Century, here comes a 2-on-1 for the Demons. Ooh, off the stick of Braden Wolf. Now the Demons banging off the boards at center. Century's Garrett Mole has it, dumps it in for the Patriots. Mansmith on the chase. Bismarck High gets out of the zone. They flip it up to center. Taken away there by TJ Olsen. Back to Jackson Hill for the Demons. And it's sent in there by Charlie Jerome. No, it was not sent in by Charlie Jerome. He completely whiffed on it. So it's going to be an icing on the Demons.
Yeah, he reached out to try to tip that in and go for a change and just didn't reach out quite far enough. So, now the refs are deciding otherwise. Maybe he did touch it.
Just going to put it at center. .11:06 to play here, third period. 2-2. Who would have thought anything different? Bismarck High won the matchup between these two teams on January 11th, 5-1. Century played all three goalies that night. You don't see that every day in a 5-1 game, but Jangula's been in there wire to wire tonight. Century has it in deep. Ronas. Ritter comes out to the point, and a slapper there by Vig is sent wide. Kleingen pinching in. Century has Ronas in there. Bismarck High. Nagel has a stick on it, and it comes all the way out and down. They wave off icing. Lentz back on the forecheck, but it's sent around, kept in by Haas. Haas banged off the puck. Now back deep. Lentz given a body there by the Patriots. Comes back out to the point. Feist sends it right back in. Demons with some zone time. Lentz has a stick on it. Now he's bodied up. You got 4 Patriots over there to 2 Demons. And Century digs it out. Vig comes to Mole. Tries to get it back to a streaking Max Vig. Carries it in, but it's taken away by Bismarck High and flipped out to center. Orsted back. Mole slams on the brakes. Low wrister deflected wide. Century, well, they'll come off on a change, partial change. Bismarck High in their own end. Century can't keep it in. Sent cross ice to Orsted. Century, ooh, that could be a call right there, and it is. Ben Leduc got upended at center ice. And man, when it happens on the goal line, that's one thing. But when you get those plays out where everybody in God can see you, that's going to be a box send right away. I mean, the third power play of the night for Century, and folks, they're 2 for 3. So this has been where Century has cashed in tonight against the Bismarck Demons.
Yeah, big kill here for the Demons. You got to be tenacious and gritty on the power play and on the penalty kill, and keep those shots to the outside and keep your sticks down in the passing lanes.
Fosland. Olsen sends it in front. Loose puck. Still loose. Ronas closing, but there's Schaefer to fall on it. I didn't see who went into the box. It was a tripping call. And
he was 16.
Oh, yeah, yep, you're right. Owen Haas.
Yeah.
Yep. Century on the 5-on-4. 1:49 left in the penalty. Mole wins the draw. Century with possession with the man advantage. Vig goes from right to left, sends it in front, flipped in by Regal. Ooh, good chance from there right in the middle of the slot. Didn't get it on net. Century gives it to Mansmith, carries it in, drops it. Oh, and the stick, and Fosland fires. And right there on the doorstep was Regal, but it's smothered and gobbled up by Carter Schaefer. Good activity. I mean, any power play in the world is going to want to get shots on net. And Century's done that already, and there's still 1:24 left in the penalty. With 8:42 to play here in the third period. Big kill for the Demons. Big opportunity with the man advantage for Century, and Century wins another draw. Vig, Fosland, down deep to the goal line. Ritter, as they cycle it, and point-blank attempt there by Ronas, and again it's Schaefer closing the door. Demons with that last change. I wonder if they're going to send out a new PK unit here. They just exchange one guy. Probably only about 20 seconds blew off on that shift there, so not enough to really get a whole fresh unit out there of horses. Vig keeps it in, dumps it into Ritter. Ritter down low, and a centering pass attempted there by Ronas comes out to Fosland. Vig down deep, Ronas. Century out to the center point. Vig backs it up to Ronas. Now deep. Ritter bangs it into the side of the net. Still loose. Hayden Ritter kind of did an end around. Gives it off to Vig. 28 to play in the power. Power play in the man advantage. Comes out to the line to Fosland. Fosland will dump it into Ronas. And now Century sends it deep. I think he had both units there were tired.
Yeah, Century tried that give and go out of the near side corner here several times, and 23 Jackson Hill for BHS did a good job of just standing his ground and guarding that near post. So no real good scoring opportunities off that.
Here comes Vig on a rush. Bismarck High has successfully killed off the penalty, and we're back at even strength. Demons take it away. And now you get a chance as we get back to even strength for Charlie Jerome. Off his stick. Oh, and a big hit. As Braden Wolf. Oh, that was, when two kids are skating that fast and they collide, I'm amazed that they both came out of there. Puck is loose down deep, and there's Braden Wolf laying some lumber again. No one, almost a turnover there. As Century lucky that came out to center. 6:43 to play, third period. 2-2 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. Feist will dump it down in. Orsted behind the net. Back to Orsted from Leduc. Up ahead, Miracek. Puck goes up. Jump ball on the near boards. I could almost said sideline there, a jump ball. But instead, you're going to get a hand pass there. And
good basketball reference there. At least he didn't call the hand pass a bounce pass.
Yeah, okay, all right, yeah. And now a little extracurricular is you got Garrett Mole and also Joe Feist. Feist, one of the penalty minute leaders for the Demons, is going to get sent off, as is Garrett Mole. They were exchanging some Valentine's Day pleasantries.
Yeah, they'll send them both off, and they can rest for a little bit, and we'll continue to play 5-on-5 here.
The funny thing is Dennis Badeau was just standing there watching it. You know what I mean? Is just knowing Dennis, he would jump into that fray in a hurry. But he's got the stripes on tonight. Garrett Mole, Joseph Feist off, 2 minutes roughing. Oh, and a chance there for Ritter. Great centering pass. And now here comes a 2-on-1. Richardson fires it cross ice. Nobody home on the centering pass. Good chances for both teams. Bismarck High still on the attack. Haas behind the net, Richardson. Richardson tried to center it, and nobody to deflect that one. Century dumps it out the center. Orsted twirls and spins and sends puck that's still loose at center. Here comes Richardson. Oh, taken off the puck by Orsted. And you're going to get a penalty. As you get sticks broken, you get Remington Richardson. I thought initially that it was a clean hit, but maybe he stuck the leg out and got a trip there. Is that what the call is?
I'm not sure it happened so fast. One guy was going one direction, one the other. I don't know if they clipped legs or what happened there. So they're going to talk about it. Right before that, beautiful backdoor feed from Ronas to Ritter again, and nice scoring chance.
Yeah, and then the other end, he almost had a 2-on-1 for Richardson looking for Haas, and just sent it wide on the centering pass as 5:34 to play. You got an injury timeout here momentarily, and while we do, we get a chance to thank Chuppy Clinic for bringing you tonight's game. They offer you more than just basic adjustments of the spine. Find them online at chuppy.com. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by Northern Plains Heating and Air. There's no other choice to seal your heating and air needs than Northern Plains Heating and Air. Find them online at northern-plains.com. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by Tires Plus. All the brands under one roof with guaranteed lowest prices. You can't go wrong with Tires Plus. Visit them online at TiresPlusND.com as Remington Richardson getting a assist off. Comes off under his own power. And Blaine Steiner's been busy tonight as the athletic trainer in attendance here. It's going to be a power play for the Bismarck Demons. And it's going to be their fourth of the night. And last but not least, our thanks to the Medicine Shop of Bismarck for bringing you tonight's game. Medicine Shop is proud to support local athletes, and you can always get free delivery at the Medicine Shop. Well, 5:34 to play in the third period. Waning moments here of the contest, and the Demons are going to be on the power play. So I was talking there and not listening. Was it tripping?
I believe it was 2 minutes for tripping.
Yep.
Well, like we said earlier, these special teams chances are huge for both teams, and Century's had theirs in this period. Now BHS gets their turn, and penalty killers need to gut up a little bit here and try to block some shots and keep it to the outside, and BHS needs to try to penetrate and get some good scoring chances.
We talked about this briefly earlier, but you mentioned that long shift, and we had one a moment ago, but what goes through your mind when you're that kid that's stuck on the ice and it ends up being that long shift? I mean, just somehow just get the puck out of the zone. I mean, is that really what you try to accomplish?
Yeah, you just kind of go into survival mode, and almost everybody crashes down to the center of the ice, keep pucks to the outside, try to get possession, and just get it out of the zone.
Demons have possession of the puck. Lentz fans on it, sends it up top, and a wide shot there sent by Jackson Hill. Back to Hill up top, center point, back to Lentz. 5-on-4 for Bismarck High. Shot blocked. Comes to the near side. Century's just protecting the castle. Walking it in is Hill. Goes to Haas, fires, and it's gobbled there by Caden Jangula.
A good job by BHS moving it around top, but like I said, you got to try to get those pucks to the net, and block shots are huge when you're trying to kill penalties. A nice one there by Benny Leduc, just keeping his body in the shooting lane between the puck and the net, and knocks that one down before it can get any deeper.
Bismarck High has Hervella, Haas, Haskell out there on the power play. Jackson Hill and Lentz as well. Haas has it. Comes up top to Hill. Lentz on the near side from the circle. Fires redirected. Oh, good chance there for the Demons. Pad save by Jangula. Now here comes Century. Flying out of the zone is Max Vig. Deeks shoots. Save by Schaefer. Almost a shorty there for Century. 1 minute on the power play. Bismarck High loses possession. Century can't get it out. Hervella down deep, centers it. Oh, off the stick of Owen Haas. Back to the point. Fired in deep again, deflected out front, and Century will chip it out. And now Century, if they hurry, Ritter has a chance, shorthanded. Drives in, shoots. Backhander goes wide. 30 seconds on the power play. Demons with the man advantage. And now you're going to get a dump in here by Braden Wolf. And Century had a chance to send it out. Now they do complete the deal. Patriots, Ben Leduc. Now coming back in is Kleingen. His shot goes wide. 5 seconds on the power play. Looks like Century is going to kill this thing off as we're down to 2, down to 1, and we're even strength. But here come the Demons on a rush with Joe. Check that Braden Wolf. Wolf collects at the half wall. Knocked off the puck there by Kleingen, and Kleingen chips it out to center. 3:20 to play in regulation. You know, in other sports, I'll say it's in the pressure cooker, Mitch, and this one's in the pressure cooker.
It sure is, yeah. Century with a couple nice shorthanded opportunities there. At first rush, a lot of teams will elect to have a kind of a more skilled forward back there on the point running your power play. The drawback to that is if somebody gets loose, they're maybe not so used to playing defense, but Dawson Lentz did a good job of keeping the Century attacker in check there, and of course Schaefer did a good job of saving the puck.
Well, and a good job of back checking, but not taking a penalty too, because the Century had the advantage on both those shorty attempts, and it was a good job. Oh, here the puck is loose. Coming into the zone is Lentz. Lentz ushers it to the far boards. Checks continue. Scrum for the puck. Not out. Kept in by the Demons. Lentz will drive and into the pads. Snared there by Caden Jangula. No, what I was meaning by that is it almost looked to me like there was a chance you could have got a hook. You could have got a lot of different things that could have gone wrong for the Demons and negated a power play. But the Demons played good defense, positioned well, and denied the opportunities on those shorthanded attempts by Century.
Yeah, the back checker took a proper angle, and what you want to do is try to beat that guy back to the near post rather than getting your stick out and hooking him or tripping him or something like that. He did a good job getting his body position and keeping him from cutting all the way to the crease there.
Here comes Ronas with a head of steam, leaves it for Riegel, redirected in front by Olsen. Century back to the point to Kleingen. Carries it up the far wall. Ronas tries to send it around, but he fans on it. Century wedging it in. Bismarck High, 2-on-2 on that near board. Kept in by Orsted. Kept in deep by Olsen. Century cycling it as the Patriots now give it up. Can Bismarck High get out of the zone? No, and a big check there by Garrett Mole, who just came on, and it comes out to center. Century pile drives it right back in. Under 2 minutes to play in regulation. Lentz caroms it out to center ice. Mole right back in for the Patriots. He's stood up and knocked down. On the near side wall, Vig comes out of there, and he's upended. Bismarck High, Dawson Lentz. Good job of being walled off there by Leduc, but it's a turnover and a score! Bismarck High, Brady Haskell from above the circle, got the puck on his tape and knocks one home.
Yeah, just a turnover from down deep there. Haskell's in the right place, sealing off that strong side boards like we talked about earlier. Does a nice job of just getting a quick shot on net.
One of those shots that looked harmless until it hits the twine. 1:23 to play in the contest, and Bismarck High has a 3-2 lead.
Yeah, the key there is is teaching kids just to shoot the puck quick and not dust it off before you shoot it. And he realized the situation he was in and just puts it on net, and good things happen when you get pucks on net.
Unassisted goal. 15:37, your official time. And Bismarck High wasn't necessarily a one-timer. It just was a quick release, you know what I mean? As Haskell took one quick look and went top corner, beat Jangula, who almost looked like he was a little bit surprised, you know what I mean? Quick shot from that. It was outside the circle, so it wasn't like it was in real deep.
Yeah, it was just kind of a harmless play, but again, he hustles in, gets to the right spot, seals off the strong side wall, try to force it up the boards, and he's in the right place at the right time, and pulls the trigger and gets it on net.
Well, now Century down a goal. They call their timeout, and I'm assuming as soon as that puck goes in deep, Patriots gonna send Jangula to the bench, try to score 6 on 5. 1:23 to play in the contest. Stay tuned. Our Planning Team Financial Advisors postgame show comes up next. Could be a huge win and points for whoever comes out of here, and the Demons have a lead. 3-2 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. Century out to center, the puck goes. Joe Feist up to center ice, whacked back in to the Century bench. Appears again. And then we'll have a center ice face-off.
We'll start over at center ice, but a valuable 25 seconds or so there killed off the clock by the Demons.
Yeah, it was 1:23, so as you mentioned, 18 seconds just rolled off. As you got just 1:05 to play. Big face-off here. Mole and Haas get tangled up, and they're going to send Mole off, and you'll have Foslin. They'll send them both off. Lentz and Foslin now with the draw. 65 seconds to play, draw won by the Demons. Played with a high stick, but Century, Vig, gets it up to Foslin. Century sends Jangler to the bench. Extra attacker on the ice for the Patriots. Here comes Ritter. Dumps it in, and Foslin on the chase. Foslin loses a stick. Bismarck High chips it out. And now it's back down below the goal line. Patriots with 35 seconds, trying to get possession. Ritter has a stick on it. It's loose. Sent to the far wall. Down to 20 seconds. Century the extra attacker. It's just a scrum. Bismarck High just playing keep away. And now what do you got? You got all kinds of crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, I know the officials like to keep that puck moving, and they're doing a good job of pinning it on the wall, but at some point you got to blow that whistle.
And then you had Garrett Mole and Owen Haas. You know, they were doing some WWF moves on those far boards. I thought I saw a souffle coming from the top of the dasher board.
There's a lot going on in that scrum there.
Yep. As the officials are going to confer here, and we're going to figure this out. just 8.4 seconds remaining. That's probably the most important thing is, regardless of what's happening here, Bismarck High just did a fantastic job there just playing keep away.
Yeah, I think that whistle came with about 10 point some seconds left, but I don't think anybody could hear it or even recognize that second and a half or so ran off that clock.
You still got a glove out there for somebody. You know what I mean? They're opening the box door for somebody, but as of yet, looks like we're going to have a face-off. And now we're going to have some game misconduct for both Mole and Haas, I believe. And now you're going to get some ice taken care of here. As I guess they fixed it. We don't need the shovel. Well, if there was ever an important draw, big for the Demons, big for the Patriots. With 8.4 seconds remaining, Bismarck High clinging to a 1-goal lead. And you get Haas and Foslin. Century's got to go quick. Win the draw, get a puck on net. You got 6 on 5. As draw to Vig, shot. Oh, off the stick of Ritter. Down to 3, down to 2. Century throws it out front. Final shot by Ritter. Deflected. And Bismarck High scores late and wins a thriller. Final score on your BNC Bank scoreboard: Bismarck 3, Century 2. What would you expect from that crosstown rivalry game? Bismarck High scores with 1 minute, 23 seconds remaining, and that's the difference tonight as our planning team financial advisors postgame show comes up next. Final score: Bismarck 3, Century 2. Back after this break on the PSP Network.
If your eyes could talk, they'd tell you life is better with LASIK. No more reaching for your glasses. No more dry eye from overwearing your contact lenses. Right now, Bismarck LASIK is offering free consultations for LASIK procedures. Break free from the daily hassles and expenses of glasses and contacts. Life is clearly better. Book your free consultation today with Bismarck LASIK and see the difference. Call 222-2020 or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
Carson, timeout.
Who calls a timeout in this game?
Me, I'm icing the kicker.
Really?
It'll give us more time to talk about First Western Bank and Trust.
Like our convenient online banking.
Along with smart trust service options.
We're all about hometown service with bankers that know you and the community.
Okay, go ahead and kick.
I don't believe this.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
You have built an amazing life by working hard and doing your job well. Delivering financial advice is what we do well. At Ameriprise Financial, our job is to use our skills, experience, and research to help you become more successful in today's economy. What we want you to walk away from each encounter with is satisfaction in knowing that together, we've done what we can to help you work toward a better future.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zzz, zzz?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance? If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Purchase 4 eligible Firestone tires and receive up to $120 in a prepaid Visa gift card. Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Now we're back at the VFW. Man, that was an instant classic right there on the PSP network. Get a late goal for the Bismarck Demons, and they win it 3-2. Final score on your BNC National Bank scoreboard as BNC has financial solutions for your life and business. They're customer-focused, community-driven, the bank for business people. Good to the folks at BNC bringing you our scoreboard all season long. Hard-fought game. Bismarck High jumped out to a 1-goal lead, courtesy of Braden Wolf. Century answers. The Mason Regal tally. Bismarck High takes the lead right back on an Owen Haas score. Century answers with Hayden Ritter, and then the game winner provided by Bismarck High is the only points, only scoring in that third period, as it's Brady Haskell with the one-timer for the win. All right, we're on our Planning Team Financial Advisors post-game show. Are we looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession? Planning Team Financial Advisors here to help you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online at planningteam.com. Here's a look at those standings. Obviously not updated quite yet, but Bismarck High with an important 3 points will jump them up to 29 with the victory tonight. A game that looked like it was, for a lot of the third period, headed to a shootout and to overtime potentially, but Bismarck High steals it late, and they have 29, as does Legacy now, after both the Bismarck squads win this evening. So lots to settle up here with a week to go in the WDA standings. All right, Mitch, a couple things for us to take care of here. First, it's our Move of the Game, brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. They can help you move across town or across the country. Locations in Bismarck, Minot, Fargo, and Aberdeen. Find them online at jobberswarehouse.com. Well, when you get a goal with under 2 minutes to play in the contest, that's a pretty good leading indicator that might be your move of the game tonight.
Yeah, I think so. We talked about it after the goal was scored, and nice job by Brady Haskell to hem the Patriots there in there and kind of be the recipient of a turnover in the right place at the right time, and turns and like I talked about, shoot that puck quick, shoot it on net. Good things always happen, and that's what Brady did tonight. What a night for him, and good for him as a senior. Comes in and basically doubles his points so far for the season, and a night that he won't soon forget. Being the hero. Yeah, absolutely. He'll have in-town bragging rights for quite a while as the Demons sweep the regular season series. They may play again in the WDA, but tonight the Demons get the better of the Century Patriots. That's your move of the game winner by Brady Haskell. As Jobbers helps you with the moves and the details of your moving process, they got step-by-step comprehensive checks, proactive checks, ongoing communication to make sure your move and every step of it is taken care of. Locations in Bismarck, Minot, Fargo, and Aberdeen. Find them online at jobberswarehouse.com. Quick look at our upcoming schedule. Of course, tonight's action had a doubleheader in hockey, as you got Williston still leading Minot, as I do have an updated score on that one, Mitch. 3-2 Coyotes in the third period. So on Thursday nights, our next action is a Scotty K show on Wednesday night. Thursday, you got Legacy at Minot in boys hockey. District 12 girls starts underway, and you got a doubleheader girls and boys basketball, Century Bismarck High and St. Mary's. Friday night, District 12 girls tournament again, and you got Century and Legacy in a girls and boys doubleheader in basketball. Saturday basketball action from up in Minot, and the conclusion of the District 12 girls basketball tournament. Stay tuned to your social media channels at PSP Network. Check our schedule and follow us
to make sure you keep up to date on all the latest action and our schedule as always. All right, Mitch, last thing we got to do here is bring you our Sport Clips MVP of the matchup. Sport Clips located on South 3rd Street in Bismarck, home to the MVP haircut experience. Sport Clips brings you tonight's game MVP, who is?
I think we got to give it to Brady Haskell, like we just talked about, the young man with 5 goals scored total in the whole game. He gets a goal and an assist in a huge inter-town match here tonight. I think it's a pretty easy choice for us tonight.
Yeah, as Bismarck High gets goals tonight from Braden Wolf, from Owen Haas, and you mentioned our MVP tonight is Brady Haskell with a goal and assist, a couple points for him. Doubles his production on the season. Just had 2 points coming in tonight. He enters and leaves the night with 2, leaves with 4. So that's MVP quality right there. Brady Haskell's your game MVP. You can get the MVP when you go to Sport Clips for their MVP haircut experience. Sport Clips located at 411 South 3rd Street in Bismarck. All right, that'll put a wrap on our Planning Team Financial Advisors post-game show. They're helping clients work towards financial freedom. Hey, that was fun, man. Let's do it again sometime.
It was fun. Thanks for the invite, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. You're a natural.
I don't know about that, but I'm coachable.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. It came easy. Hey, the best part of it is it's on YouTube forever. So now nobody can.
If that's the best part, I don't want to know the worst part.
They can always critique it, because I guarantee you I probably said sidelines at some point in time in the broadcast tonight, as hard as I was trying not to. All right, big thanks to all of our in-game sponsors tonight, including BNC National Bank. Our intermission sponsor tonight was Legacy Financial Planners. Post-game show, as always, brought to you by Planning Team Financial Advisors. And Sport Clips brings you our player MVP of the contest and our Jobbers move of the game. Put a wrap on our broadcast tonight. For our camera operator tonight, John Haugen, our executive producer. That was Brandon Beater back in the studios of the PSP Network. My partner tonight was Mitch Vig. Todd Domres repeating your final score. Bismarck High wins a thriller. They get a late goal from Brady Haskell, and they win this one 3-2 over their crosstown rival, the Century Patriots. Thanks for joining us, fans, and until next time, so long from the VFW Sports Center in Bismarck.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms.